What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Doodle stream, where every Friday on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, we spend 3 hours together while I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestions from the chat. I pick the theme, and you guys pitch the ideas. Before we dive into the doodles for today, I want to remind you guys where you can find me outside of our time here together, just in case you forgot. Just in case you're new, you're like, who on earth is this guy? You can find my website, KevinAHinkle.com, that does have a full portfolio of work that is updated regularly. So you can check that out if you like to see all the stuff that I'm up to, stuff I'm working on. You can find me on social media at MrHinkleDraws. I'm on all the different platforms, at least all the platforms that probably matter. So check that out. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work over on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators like me, like so many others, by providing their fans with a platform so they can pledge financial support. It does mean a lot. It makes a huge difference for what I am doing and what a lot of people are doing. Tiers are as low as $1 a month. I swear, if everybody who followed me online just gave me $1 a month, I'd be fine. But check it out, patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws for more information about that. There's a lot of really cool, exciting stuff that's coming up very, very soon that will directly involve patrons. So definitely check it out if you're interested. We've got Hinktober coming up, where all the prompts I draw through the month are patron suggested. We've got the anniversary stream, anniversary doodle stream, where all those prompts are from patrons. We've got the Patreon refresh I do every year in November. There's a lot of stuff coming. So check it out. I like to think I offer a lot of cool incentives. Plus, you just get access to all the stuff I have. I post sneak peeks constantly of things that are coming out. I've got my Halloween post going up tomorrow at noon. We are still officially in August, so you can see what's happening in October a couple months early. So check that out. Again, patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws. And another one of the rewards for supporting me is a shout out during all videos and live streams. So that is the list you see before you. These people have all already pledged their support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it does make a huge difference. And hello to everybody who's already here, already in the chat. Nice to see you, Boba Laveau. Bad Deanna. Hello, Kathy. That's a new name. Nice to see you. Cranky Bricks is here. Hello. Andrew is here. Hello. Did I see a geek effect? Yes. What's up, Jeff? Hello. What's up, Ray? Hope you're doing all right. Hello, Benny. Hi. Me and my daughter are new fans. Awesome. Welcome. Appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Larry. Hello, Larry. And Wiz is in town. Look at all those emotes. That is a host of emotes. Ghost Freak talking literature, but I never learned to read. All right. So before I introduce our guest, because today is special, it is our special multiplayer edition where I have a guest artist with me on the show. Before I introduce her, I do need some help with the chat as always. So coming back-to-back weeks, we've got the self-proclaimed internet superstar, Brian Saviano is here. What's up, Brian?
I don't know why you have me on this. I can't read, Kevin.
You're in good company with Nick.
Oh,
Since he said I never learned to read. It's funny though, because he works for a bank, but maybe he just can read numbers only.
No, he it's a whole undiscovered scandal right now about him, not putting the right number in the right box.
Oh.
It's what he's actually my financial advisor, so I talk to him.
Oh.
Yeah. I have more money than I lead on, Kevin.
Oh. I'm glad this pigeon is here. This is just like the perfect look for everything. So thank you, Brian, as always. I do appreciate you waking up early, helping out with the chat. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, he'll take care of you guys. When you throw your suggestions out, he'll make sure we get it all documented and all that good stuff. And, witty banter may or may not occur. All right. So all that out of the way, as I mentioned, this is a special multiplayer episode that's once a month. The last Friday of the month, I do invite a guest artist to join me. We both draw your ideas, so you get twice the doodles in one episode. This is definitely one of the most requested artists that I have. So welcome to the stream. Isabel, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome to the show.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Everybody
I'm very excited to be here.
Is super hyped. I think they can't handle it.
Oh no. Okay.
The only reason I'm here is because Isabel is my UK representation. I need to make sure she doesn't defame me publicly. So that's really it.
And so this is Isabel's screen. We're both using Photoshop, which is awesome. I think this is maybe the first time that I've been literally using the exact same program as the guest artist.
It really shouldn't have been, though.
I think so. I think it is. I mean, I had a lot of people use Procreate. I've had a couple people go traditional and they use their webcams. I had Hawkeye used Illustrator. Like, I don't think maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time. So that's kind of cool.
Someone quickly go back through the archives, call Kevin out if he's wrong.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. I mean, that's more watch time. So, yes, Isabel, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are and what you do while we look at this awesome drawing that you did while we were waiting to start the show.
Of course. So, hi, I'm Isabel. I am an artist. I'm from England, if you can't tell already. I am a teacher by trade, but I guess like I teach in the day and then art at night, or whatever the phrase may be. Yes. I am a long time fan of the Kevin Hinkle streams. So
thank you.
I'm very, of course, and I'm very honored to have to join the prestigious ranks that have been invited on. Super excited.
It's a special club. But yes, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks for popping in. And where can people find your work? Because we need to make sure any artists I have on the show, you guys need to be following those artists too, for sure.
So my I think if you're on YouTube, my socials might be linked below, but on Twitter, I am a mouthful. I apologize. It's _Isabel _Louise _. Really sorry that there's so many underscores in there, but a lot of people took my name. So I had to deal with it. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Radice, which is RADEECHAY. And that is where I am.
Yes, that threw me for a loop. I was like, oh, wait, that's different.
Yeah. So the reason that's different is because I have a very distinct surname, which people know how to spell, but they don't know how to pronounce. But my Instagram handle is how you pronounce my surname, but you don't spell it like that. I don't know. I was
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I should, if I was a pro, if I was a Mr. Kevin Hinkle or Mr. HinkleDraws or a Mr. Bricks O'Brien, I would make it all the same, but I'm not a pro. I am but an amateur. So
I don't know how to process that statement. All right. So yes, today's topic is your choice. I always let the guest pick the theme, and you chose literature. And I think obviously you introduced yourself. You said you're a teacher. Is there anything else you wish us to know about this theme, or it just seemed like something cool to dive into?
So I picked this theme, and I've already been slated for picking this theme, I will say it, but I thought it was a good idea. And the reason I picked it is because when I was a child, when I was younger, I taught myself how to draw kind of through the books I read, and then I'd like draw the characters from the descriptions in the book. So that it's it kind of how I taught myself to sketch and draw and things like that. I thought it'd be a bit different because I know Kevin does a lot of comic books and things like that.
All the pop culture stuff.
Exactly. I thought, hey, let's bring it back to the to an 18th century.
I love it.
You don't have to go that old. It's fine, but like anything, yeah.
That is awesome. And yes, we have a couple other folks showed up. Hello, Slash. Speedy 366 was taken. I saw you at Terrificon. Hey, thanks for being here. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. And I think Uncle Drew as well. Hello. I think that's everybody new that showed up. So we're doing literature. I think I'm ready to draw. Are you ready to draw?
I am. Yeah, sure.
All right. So, and our expert chat helper here, Brian, has copied the suggested suggestions into our private chat. Is there one?
I did my job this time.
I'm very proud of you. Is there any of those that you'd like to start with, Isabel? I'll let you pick the first theme or first prompt.
Ooh, let's have a look. Oh, I found the private chat. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No problem.
I've got it. A white whale. Oh, is that Moby Dick? We could start
Probably
with
Moby
white whale.
Is there a second famous white
let's
whale?
go for I mean, I don't know. I'm not up to date on the whale literature. I didn't want to jump to a conclusion.
Okay, let's do it. That's fine. All right.
Well, at least this one won't require color.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I'm actually listening to.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I'm listening to that audiobook. It's actually kind of like awful, but it's fine.
Oh no.
It's just boring. It's just like I'm like, can we get to the story? Like we've spent like I'm on chapter. Oh my goodness, I think I'm on chapter 108. I think.
Oh.
And I mean, entire chapters are dedicated to like. There was a whole chapter about whale tails.
Okay.
Like here's the tail of a whale and what everything means and the bone, like very scientific. And I'm like, isn't this about some guy that like chases a whale? But it's just like, wow. But there's little bits where you're like, oh, okay, that's really cool. And then you're hooked again. And then you get boring, like 10 more boring chapters. And you're like, all right. Like, when do we get to the action?
I'm going to be honest, I've never read it. It's not like, I don't know, like, because I know some books, it's probably the same over in the States. Some are like recommended reading that you kind of have to study when you're at school.
Yep.
That was never even a thing.
Yeah.
For us.
It's one of those books that I like when I started like really going into audiobooks a couple years ago. I'm like, well, I think once in my life I should probably read this book. I feel like that's a thing. And I didn't read it in school either. But I mean, I don't know. I still don't feel like I haven't finished it. I still have, I think, 4 hours left on the audiobook. But so I don't feel like regret, but I'm just like, this is pretty boring.
Yeah, it's like, I'm glad I've done it. Now I never have to think about it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call me Ishmael. That's literally the first. That is the first line in the book. Is call me. That's the name of the character in the book. What's up, Dave? We got Dave watching over on Facebook. Hello, welcome. Whale Tales. The top.
I was gonna say that's got a very different meaning now.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Like Nick put that in the. I had no clue.
Well, I wasn't gonna be the one to say it.
Oh wow, I guess I was really out of touch on that one. But it was an entire chapter dedicated to that, like how they like the anatomy of the tail of a whale. I was like, all right, this is what we're doing.
I mean, so
sometimes,
I did that recently. Oh, so go on.
I was just gonna say Nick is usually helps me straighten me out on that kind of stuff. Like,
he's your
I don't know what you would call
he keeps you cool.
Cool maybe is not the right word, but he's my urban dictionary guide maybe.
Right. That's cool. So I did that recently I'd never read Animal Farm, and I was like, hey, I should read that book. And I listened to the audiobook of it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm glad it's over.
I'm glad I did it.
I did it. No one can say I didn't. I did it. And there we go. I never have to think about it again.
There it is.
Yeah.
And Brian, you said you read all the time.
I read emails that I get for multi-million-dollar deals. Hey.
I like that. Bubba was like, can someone private chat him what a whale tail? Yeah, I was like, I didn't think that was anything else. I'm like, that's just this.
Oh.
That's just this. What are you talking about?
I'm glad I didn't jump to saying, hey, isn't that a... Because yeah.
Don't worry, it only embarrass me.
Okay.
Was there a book though? So Brian, the self-proclaimed non-reader, was there a book you read in like school that you enjoyed? Because you had to read in school. You had to.
Had to read. There wasn't a lot of books that enraptured me. I haven't wanted to dedicate the time to doing a book read myself, just for genuine enjoyment. I feel myself like skipping through lines and whatnot, and not like like I just want to like read quicker and I can't. So like I'm trying to do audiobooks. Right. I've done that recently, but even that, I get so caught up with other things. But I always appreciated fiction just based off of my interest in everything else in general. It just seemed to be more interesting. So like I remember back in first grade or maybe like second grade or something, I would always still pick up like Dr. Seuss or whatever, even though like I'm way beyond that reading level and I should be doing, more comprehensive stuff. It was always that sort of stuff that captured my attention more because it was more whimsical and a little bit more played out for me. And I read obviously more complex books as time went on that I forget what the titles are, but always fiction, fantasy, something like that. But in that same vein, you say, oh, well, then you must really want to read Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or something. And I'm like, not.
I started Lord of the Rings once. That's my story. I never. It was. That book.
Hey, listen. That is okay.
All right.
I love the Lord of the Rings. No, it's. I feel like I read it. I was on holiday somewhere, and it like was not a holiday I was really enjoying, which sounds really bad. And we went to a bookshop, and it was there, and I was like, okay. And I sat and I read it was like it had all 3 books in one, and I sat and I read the entire thing in like a week. So I feel like it's one of those things that if I went back and read it, I might not have like enjoyed so much. But
it had all 3 in one book. Was the book like as tall as you? That must have been huge.
It literally, to put it in perspective, my laptop is currently balanced on it to give it some height on my desk.
Yeah. Oh, man. I believe that. We got some new folks real quick. We've got Jake Studs is here. What's up? Thanks for watching over on Twitch. We've got Nate's mama. Hello. And Milan. I think that was it. Welcome to the party. Oh, Dorothy is here. What's up, Dorothy? Watching on YouTube. Appreciate it.
Yeah, she's overrated.
We've got this comment from Cranky Bricks. We've got Urban Dictionary out, and Joseph isn't even here yet.
Oh no.
And yeah, I think Jess said you're just waiting for the untold story of Pikachu, Brian. That's all it is. The biography of Pikachu. So you know what's interesting? There was two things that I had to read. There's lots more than that, but 2 things I had to read in school that I did genuinely enjoy, and have gone back and re-listened to in my adulthood. One of them was Beowulf. I really enjoyed Beowulf. I don't know why. I just really, really did. And 1984. I don't know what about 19, but I was just like, it's kind of a dark story of love, but I was like, this is great, super great. So those are my 2 like childhood / school reads that I definitely really enjoyed, and have gone back a couple times with those.
They're cool picks, definitely.
Yeah, but both of those, like, that's because Beowulf is good. It's like, there you go. There you go.
My goodness. So the funny thing is, I'm an art teacher. That's my specialism. This year, I also have to teach English as well, just because of how I work in a small school. And so the side effect of that is every teacher has to have a second subject. So I'm teaching English this year, and it's the exact same books on the curriculum that I studied when I was at school. Like,
oh, nice.
Oh, well, it's good to see that they're updating things.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I mean, I'm not like not to age myself. I've not been out of high school. Well, no, it's been a while, but like they could have updated something.
Something could have.
But,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, I could literally go and find all my old notes and just teach from this.
Yeah. Fahrenheit. So Cranky Brick says a school book I liked was Fahrenheit 451. Yeah, I didn't read that in school, but I listened to it recently, and it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah.
And my sister's here. What's up? Thanks for watching. Anne of Green Gables is her suggestion. Very nice. And yeah, I did this. I don't know if I don't remember what page, Jeff, but I kind of did the same thing where I started it and I went like, I don't know how many hours into this, and I'm like, I'm done with this book. with the Lord of the Rings. What was I going to say though? Oh, when you said teachers having to pull double duty, I immediately thought of like the gym teacher who's like awkwardly in some other like classroom, but he's got like the shorts and the whistle and like he's the coach, but he's having to teach something else, and he wheels in the TV for like, all right, listen up, everybody.
Yeah. He's got like physics at 2 and then a football game at 3. It's like,
shouldn't you already know English? That's it reminds me of King of the Hill when Hank's like, Bobby, you got an F in English? You speak English. It's pretty good. All right. I think I'm happy with my white whale here crashing this little boat. How are you feeling with yours? Are you satisfied, or you want to keep working on? Okay.
I think I'm okay. I think right. for a first doodle, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I did get very confused because I looked at the StreamYard thing and I was like, wow, Kevin's drawing a really similar whale to me. And then I realized it was my screen.
That's my secret. That's my big secret.
Yeah.
I drew all of this.
I've been Kevin Hinkle all along.
Jake says I hated all books. All right. Okay.
Oh yeah, Jake hates reading. Jake, shouldn't you be in work? Are you in work now? Because you should be in work, not here.
All right, I'm gonna pick our next one here.
Not to put Kevin's viewership down, but I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be.
Well, just keep it up.
You have a job.
Go to work.
Oh yeah. Hi everyone in Jake's office.
Let's do. I kind of want to do this Hamlet holding the skull of Yorick. That's kind of cool. It's definitely a Nick request. Cool. Let's see, 10, 12. Is that still up here on the? Yeah, here we go. All right, Hamlet holding the skull. Very, Shakespeare, a little Shakespeare in there.
Definitely.
All right, let's see.
That is one thing that is going to be taught in schools for like the rest of forever is Shakespeare, I feel.
Yeah.
Now, do you think schools are going to teach, because I remember they gave us a more modernized vocabulary for Shakespeare, or do you think they're going to keep teaching Shakespeare as he wrote it, like way back?
It's for me, it's very difficult to, even when, what did we did, is it Othello? I think we did that in school, and it was very difficult to just understand. It's like, I don't.
Right. And I feel like a lot of schools would just give you the more modern English just to speed up the lesson,
Yeah. We had we had the book, and then we had like a almost like a Cliff Notes book with it. We had to have both books going at the same time.
Yeah. To be honest, I think a lot of copies of Shakespeare plays made for schools now have like a translation.
Right.
Like on the other page. I remember when I was doing A-levels, which is the exams you do in England when you're 17/18, I had to read the Canterbury Tales, and I don't know if either of you have ever read that, but that was it was basically like reading Latin. And we got given it, and my teacher was like, yeah, have fun. Go and translate the entire thing. And I was like, fun. Oh, okay.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Was not an enjoyable time.
Hands. We got hands. Always hands. What's a thing that you draw that you hate drawing? This is also part of my plan to always get other artists to reveal their frustrations because, you know, my audience loves to tell me to draw horses 1,000 times because I made that mistake once upon a time.
I mean, not to like copy, but horses are horrific to draw. They really are. Do you know actually what I really don't like drawing? So I don't like drawing like cars and vehicles.
Yeah,
I
they
worked
can be hard.
at
Yep.
Yeah, I worked at a what's it called? Like a nursery, like a play school kind of thing. And once the like 5-year-old boys like learned that I could draw, they were like, oh, draw a tractor on top of a car with a plane. And I was like, okay.
Tractor on top of a car. Yep. Kevin, you're so
Like,
mean.
Yeah, it's like I could draw you a cat, and they're like, no. Like, okay.
Shakespeare and Klingon. Oh man, I didn't know that was the thing. Yeah, the see Indiana's like, I request Black Beauty. No, I already did Black Beauty during the horse stream. I did it during the horse stream. It's already done. It's already done. See, like I'm willing to play the game because I said I hated drawing hands and I hated drawing horses, and I have done an entire show on both those topics. So it has been done. I paid my dues.
I mean, hands are one of those things that I can draw one really quick and it looks great. I can spend an hour on it and it looks terrible. It's
well,
like
yeah.
You either do it first time or you're in for like a long haul.
That's what always
for
happens.
me anyway. There's no in between.
Doesn't that happen a lot with like all kinds of things? Like you're like, this concept sketch looks amazing. Why can't I make it look like this?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's like, wow, I drew this so well. And then, it's always for me, like the sketch looks great. And then I maybe add line art or I go over it and it's like, oh no, this should have just stayed as a sketch. This should never have progressed.
I studied in college when we were doing something with animation history. Some guy that came from whatever studio that was working on like Ren and Stimpy and like some other Nickelodeon stuff. He came over and he shared this kind of amazing story about the same concept of having like an idea and you just think it's hilarious and then you actually refine it and it's just garbage. And so he had this like really quick animatic, which is like a moving storyboard, if you guys don't know, of a duck getting smashed with a boulder. Like it was like 2 seconds. It's like a duck, he quacks, and then a boulder like lands on him. And it was just a really simple, I think the drawings were kind of funny. And so they said, hey, what the heck? And they spent a ridiculous amount of money and time doing a fully animated feature of that duck getting hit with the boulder. Like he got the whole team involved. They spent lots of money. They did the painted backgrounds. They did it old school. Like I think they painted the cells and they added credits. They added music and it was like beautiful. And he played it for us and he showed us this thing. He's like, and this is what we did with this. And again, it's like 2 seconds. And he's like, not as funny, huh? It's not as funny, right? As the animatic. And it's like, no, it's not. It didn't work at all. But it's interesting when you can have those concept things and you're just like, sometimes it's very difficult to get the same vibe in a final piece of something.
And Kevin, that's exactly why when you release the gummy stickers series, it's going to be
not going to be good.
Well,
it's not going to be as funny.
No, I already have orchestrated in my head how it's going to go. Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay, well, good.
But I feel like the humor of the gummy as a whole, like the gummy origin story.
The gummy origin story
was that it was done like on a whim, and you were like put under pressure, Brian, and it just went, oh well, and then that kind of it obviously became like a running joke kind of thing. So whenever like effort is put in to do that, and I'm not saying like I saw the gummies that Kevin drew on your Friday stream and I adored them a lot. They were great.
They were something.
They were great. Right. I am really sad I missed that stream. It was the day I had my second vaccine, so I was just completely out of it.
It's fair.
I did send my apologies, but it's one of those things that I don't know. It's really, really funny right now, and then like in a year it'll be like series 5 of gummies, and it's like, oh wow,
Oh
this is
goodness.
okay.
I'm like ready. You're the origin of the Marvel Studios presents Gummy Origins. Gummy Origin. What's up, Pink Wheels? No, with hands, for me, it's like if I don't draw them for a little while, they get like hard very quickly. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm struggling again. Like if I'm out of practice, it's like it doesn't take a lot to start to suck at drawing hands again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And did I say hi to Akil? I don't remember. But hello, Akil. And did I miss anything else? The Gummy Brian is the sort of thing that gives me nightmares, says Dorothy. It's not that bad. The thing that I think is the funniest of that whole arrangement was when Brian's like, we're gonna do it this way, and like you'll have like a minute to do it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And then I'm like in the moment, and I'm like, a minute is no time. I have no time to do this.
When I saw like the rules, I guess, or when I heard about it, I was like, oh boy, okay, that's gonna be.
I mean, I went in pretty confident. I was like, it's fine, I'll do it. It's all right, it's all good. I would do it again too. It was just like I underestimated how quickly it just flies by. Just like, well, all right.
It was super cool, and it was for a good cause. And congrats
Indeed.
to Brian.
Indeed, it was a
week.
Good stuff. Gandalf doing smoke rings with the pipe weed. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Got Aaron here. Hello.
What I love about this conversation about the gummies is that you both are implying that for future gummy drawings that you're going to put more effort into them so they come out better.
Well, I mean, the gummies did get better as I was drawing them over and over again.
But from what I've noticed, Kevin, and this is maybe something we should discuss off air, but I realize you are the type of person to think about the plan for a long time. And sometimes you just gotta, I don't know if you can hear me doing that.
I can hear it.
Yeah, right. No, it's very loud.
Yeah. So like, the gummies that's it.
It's just natural.
Yep, exactly.
How could you improve on peach gummy? Says that was the worst.
That was actually the worst one. That would be one I'd suggest redoing.
It was like what's up, Lindsay? It was like Aunt Jemima butter, like the Mrs. Butterworth. Mrs. Buttersworth. That's what it is.
Is that what that was?
That's not what it was supposed to be. That's just what it when it was done. I'm like, why does this look like a Mrs. Butterworth bottle? I swear that's not what I was going for. I swear. I promise you. All right, there's my Hamlet holding the skull. I just did it off of this random Google image that I thought looked cool.
Cool. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with mine. I'm still going.
Oh, I like that outfit more, I think. That's a better outfit. There's a lot of different, in the Google reference, there's a lot of different ways to go with it.
I didn't think about this when I suggested the theme, but it's like, obviously, you get up a reference image when people suggest things. And then when I was like, there's going to be so many for literature, because there's going to be, sometimes there's like the film version of the character or the thing. And then there's like a book illustration. So. And
yeah, it's a lot of variation, which is kind of cool. That's definitely kind of cool, I think.
Yeah. Some may say if I was a pro, some may say maybe I did that on purpose, but I
who was it? Was it I think it was when I had Sue on the stream and we were given Titanic on our ice. We did ice. That was the theme. And we did somebody suggested the Titanic, and we literally both drew the exact same reference photo. And so I was like, wait a minute. Like we were flipping back and forth. I'm like, we did the exact same reference photo.
Well, that's why I got really confused before when I didn't realize you were sharing my screen. I was like, wow, Kevin and me are just on the same wavelength.
We're just speaking the same language.
There's a secondary private chat, which nobody else can see, which is just us posting the reference pictures.
This is what we're drawing. Do this way. Let's see. Larry says, how are we defining literature? It's a book. That's how I define it.
Books. Just
It's a
books.
book. It's a book. Literature
let's
sounded
go-
fancier though.
Let me clarify. Let's go with like classic literature. So if you're like, oh well, but this scandalous book I found at Barnes and Noble's technically a book because it has 2 covers and things in the middle. Nope. Classic literature, everyone. Classic literature.
If you took that and you like dialed it an octave just a little bit down, that would have definitely been a Kirk Wilson. Just saying.
Guys,
I will have no Kirk Wilson slander on the stream.
I'm just saying.
Thank you very much.
I'm not saying that in a bad. I'm just saying. Like that's
the true Kirk Wilson is when it goes from being like the low octave and then eventually into Swedish Chef. That's how you know it's Kirk.
That is when we go. That is when we go off the rails. All right. So, are you ready to move on to the next one?
I am. I think I'm.
Okay.
Think I'm all right.
All right. You may select our next prompt.
Oh boy.
This is a pro Kirk space. Always. Kirk's the best.
Yeah. Let's go.
Our comic books literature. That's a good question. I would say probably
Let's say
no comic.
Let's say no.
The reason I picked quote unquote literature was because I was like, Kevin's done with comics. I know he's doing one, but he doesn't need to draw anymore. He needs a break. Let's do. Let's do Sherlock Holmes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good
classic.
Classic.
And hello to John Y. Hello. All right. So that was Uncle Drew 1015. Let's see. Is that still in the? It might have. Nope. That's gone. All right. I'll copy and paste that. If you want to retype it, Uncle Drew, that's fine. Or I will just copy and paste it into the chat.
Bobo says, I was not planning on selecting from Sports Illustrated, but now I feel inspired. No magazines. Nope.
Okay. All right, you kids. No, these are not kids. Brian has kids, that's for sure.
No, there's some kids in here. They don't realize they're kids, but they're kids.
They don't. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Replace that. Sherlock Holmes.
I address them the same as I would the kids.
Sure.
You address everyone as if they're an 8-year-old child.
I mean, I kind of have to with the way my Twitch chat goes. They turn on me really quickly on anything, constantly.
They turn on me. I mean, let's see.
No one has suggested the ones that I thought everyone was going to suggest so far, which is...
You can't say them because as soon as you say it, it'll be there. It'll be done.
No, I know.
It's like,
I know.
and there it is. In the I've laughed about that before because I just instinctively am like, wow, I'm surprised nobody suggested X, and then immediately X is in the. And I'm like, there it is. All right.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
Kevin,
there we go.
Kevin, now that you
do that on
mentioned it, that's a
purpose.
great idea. Can you take my suggestion? That's basically what the frame of mind I think people get into.
Yeah. There has been a couple times I've selfishly been like, man, too bad nobody suggested Earthbound for video games. And then it's like, can you do Earthbound? Oh, look at that. We got Earthbound in the chat.
Totally unprompted.
It was Earthbound's birthday yesterday. 27 years, I believe. Just gonna put that out there. Just because. Of course, no acknowledgement.
I have never
from
played
anybody.
Yeah, never played it. Gonna be honest.
It's all right.
I just don't acknowledge it because I don't want to give you hope that anything's going to happen with it in the next 25 years.
I have no hope. I just need to play the fan translation of that third one though, because I feel like I'm definitely missing out not having played the third. I've just been waiting for an official release. You know, I guess that's my foolishness there.
Yeah.
Stop being so foolish.
You'll get Earthbound 2 when I get Earthbound 3 when I get Mario Odyssey 2. How about that?
Well,
And we get Breath of the Wild too.
Well, that one is actually happening in 2075.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it
2075. I would rather be called a kid than be reminded how long ago Earthbound came. Yeah, 27 years. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yepers.
That must be a lot of pain, Kevin, waiting 27 years to get like one thing localized.
Yeah, isn't
whatever
it
it is.
amazing? That's astonishing. But it's so weird because it like that series is much more embraced and promoted in Japan than it is anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like they actually have a because it's the Mother series in Japan. It's only called Earthbound here in the US, but it's they even have like a Mother store in Japan that's current. It's a current store. You can go buy like Mr. Saturn
crazy.
jackets and things because it's so tied to like that celebrity. That's like the guy that made it is like a Japanese celebrity that he's probably no longer like an A-list celebrity, but once upon a time he was. And so like he like wrote it and came up with it. So it was a big deal. It was like, but it's crazy how much they still are like all about it over there. They just had a post up on the official Mother Store Twitter account in Japan that they had released the crew jackets that they made on the second game. That it's now a product you could buy. And I actually was going to buy one until I realized it was like a $600 jacket. I was like, you know what? I'm okay. I don't need it.
Yeah, that's steep.
But they still, they're super about it over there still. They still talk about it and celebrate the anniversaries and promote
Which
stuff.
is even more surprising that Nintendo is like, you know what? No.
Nah. Yeah, it's so weird. It really is.
I feel like it has to be one of those things that's in the tank and they just keep like toying with it and they're like, it's not quite, and then it just keeps going and going and going. I don't think it would take this.
Yep.
But I feel that way about a lot of different properties that haven't been around for a while. I feel like it's just being tinkered with.
And as we have said together, and you've said multiple times, it just seems like Nintendo, more times than not, it fails at doing really good, like capitalizing on some of the brands they have.
Yeah.
It's like, you got a lot of stuff. Stop acting like you don't got it. You got it. You can do so many things. You're just not doing anything. What are you doing?
We call that wasted potential.
Oh yeah.
I think one of the other classic cases of that right now that is way overdue for a sequel that is way more likely to happen is Banjo-Kazooie because of how Smash Bros. Happened. And it's just Microsoft doesn't have a fun game. They have like, here's Forza and Halo and they don't have like a whimsical fun thing. So maybe that's just me being biased, but
have you played any of the? I mean, they've kept the series going for themselves, haven't they? Like Banjo-Kazooie games on Microsoft platforms.
Yeah, you can totally play them. They're very easily accessible, which is great.
Like newer ones. Like
yeah. So you can play like Banjo from the N64 on the Xbox One X. So they did a great job of like keeping it modern and a much better job than Nintendo. Like Microsoft at least acknowledges like, hey, we're not going to let this game die on this console that came out 20 years ago. They actually make it accessible, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought they tried to like, make new titles in the series and they didn't quite work out. Like,
well, they did Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which was basically like a cart building game on top of what Banjo-Kazooie was. And it was one of those kind of games that you could tell it was originally not a Banjo game, but then they adapted it to be a Banjo game. And it
got the old Doki Doki Panic treatment.
Yeah, it did. And then it just didn't resonate. And so they left it on ice forever. And then Rare, the developer who makes it, they are making Sea of Thieves, which has been out for 4 years, and they're still pumping out stuff for it. And it's a whole other complicated thing. But I think that's another one of those properties that's in development, and it's just going like Fable. And now we're getting a new Fable. So hopefully one day.
Hello to Bricks and Mortar, and hello to Colonial Lug. Welcome.
I feel like Xbox, out of like all the game maker designer people, like they're pretty good with putting really old games on their platform.
Yeah.
Or like making them available.
Embracing the stuff that they've done.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is they know they can profit off the nostalgia of it. Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, this game from 20 years ago is on I don't know, like Game Pass, and people are like, oh, amazing.
one of the artists that I follow that I just absolutely love his work is he has two distinct social handles. You'll either find him under Action Hank Beard, which is funny if you know Dexter's Lab, or he goes by Nuridur. So it's two very different usernames,
Okay.
but I absolutely love his work, and I follow him, and he has some pretty fun takes on gaming stuff too, because he's super into like Nintendo stuff. And anytime they do something, he's like, looks like I'm buying Mario again for the 50th time. It's just like he's so aware. And he's just like, hey, get ready to buy this game again for the X time. It's just like, yep, there it is. But I love his work. His work is awesome.
That's cool. I mean, I have bought every version of Luigi's Mansion there is, and it's still like one of my favorite games. Like every time it comes
really?
out. So yeah, I really like it. But again, is that kind of like it was one of the first ever games I got on my GameCube. So
I didn't know you were as big of a fan of Luigi's Mansion. That you must have really liked that artwork I sent you the other day.
That first one was pretty revolutionary. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like that was just great.
The one on the 3DS I was not as big a fan of, I will say.
No, I wasn't a fan of that either. I am a big fan of 1 and 3. Those are awesome. Just genuinely fun games, and the vibe of 3 is so good. It's so good.
Yeah. I actually have only just finished playing it. I didn't get it when it first came out because Switch games are expensive, and money is a thing I did not have at the time.
Confirmed.
They are so expensive, and it was just I saw it on eBay, and I was like, I can spend £10 on this rather than like the 40 it was supposed to be. So I did, and I really enjoyed it.
I'll say one of my favorite, I think, villain designs in Mario is that version of King Boo, where he's all like purple in the face and he's got the giant shining gem. I'm like, it's so much better than the normal King, the normal one you see, it's just like the golden crown. Like, nah, Luigi's Mansion.
I agree with you. The only thing that bothers me is the non-continuity between King Boos.
Yeah,
so officially the first King Boo, like really the first King Boo was in Super Mario World. Yeah. And it was blue. He was just a giant Boo that was blue. And I mean, he's even credited like that in the credits as King Boo at the end. And then you got, the typical white King Boo with the crown. And then you were talking about like the really epic purplish one, right?
Yeah. And then there's one of Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, I dig the character too. I'm just like, can we have like continuity or something, or explain it? Give me a reason, just like say something.
Well,
give me a throwaway line in one game and just explain it all to me.
In the Mario Kart mobile game, they have both King Boos. So they acknowledge both of them at the same time. So one is not more than the other, I guess.
Are they identical in the name, or is there something different in the naming structure?
I'll actually look at that right now because I'm curious.
King Boo, Royal Boo.
I like Bolivos as their king of different ghost countries. We represent different Boo kingdoms.
Right, it's just like Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Boo, the Duke of Cornwall or something like that.
Let's see. You can play Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie on Game Pass. We don't mention on Nuts and Bolts. Okay, fair enough.
Oh no.
That is called hope, Brian. Embrace it. Oh, speaking of hope, what's interesting, I really enjoyed that last What If Marvel episode more than I enjoyed the previous one. And it's interesting because I thought to myself as I was watching it, I had a problem with episode 2 because I'm like, okay, Thanos has gone his entire life trying to want this thing, and one guy talks to him and he doesn't want it anymore. I'm not necessarily buying that. And then I kept saying, like, I feel like it was too much change. And then this one was like a lot of change, like more, you could argue more change in episode 3 than episode 2, but I liked episode 3 more. So I'm like, well, Kevin, you just need to get over that and start start being entertained by this stuff. But I did enjoy the last What If episode. I thought it was pretty good. And they also
Okay.
I was just gonna say they also finally put up the making of Mandalorian thing on the Disney Plus, like the behind the scene thing up. If anybody was interested, it was almost an entire year ago, but you can now see the behind the scenes little segment that they did. It's like an hour. It's like 45 minutes or something like that.
I definitely feel like I'm in the minority liking the What If art style. People are very vocal on the fact that they don't like it.
I like it. I just don't like it as animation. Like I like the art style.
Yeah.
I just think it flows weirdly.
Like, I think when people try to mimic, how did you describe it? I don't even know if it's like comic books. It kind of is like the comic booky style, and it just kind of doesn't work. But then you've got something like, I don't know, Into the Spider-Verse, and it just works perfectly. And I know that they're very different styles from each other, but I think maybe the thinking behind comic booky kind of style may be similar, but I don't know. Yeah. I'm not the world's biggest Marvel fan. I like it. I'm not as much like I've never read the comics.
Yeah.
I'm very much like my first ever Marvel thing ever was the first Avengers movie. And then I went back and I rewatched them all before that. Yeah.
Interesting.
So like when I watched the Avengers and I hadn't seen any like of the films before that, so I was like, who's that person? What's his deal? That's kind of, yeah.
What's he all about?
Yeah. Captain America? What does he do?
What is your story? So here's my Sherlock Holmes. I found a really cool reference photo where he's like behind this, like he has it almost all in silhouette, and I thought that was really cool. So
that's really cool.
There is mine. How you doing on yours? A couple more minutes?
I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I went ham with the sideburns on mine. I don't remember any iteration of him having them, but I was like, he's gonna have them today.
He's gonna have them today. That's how it is. Ray's like, that's just how good he is. All right. What's up, Joey? We got Maniac for Brick Sighting in the chat. And Black Six, hello. Watching over on Twitch. You know what I thought was really interesting about that special, Andrew, was how much involvement Mark Hamill had in that last one. But then I also couldn't help but think after watching it, like, it's awesome that he's involved, but he didn't need to be involved at all.
No.
Because did you watch that yet, Brian?
I only saw one little snippet. But
so the thing is that he wait, we should pick another thing to draw.
Yeah, I was going to say,
is it me or you?
Did
you pick Sherlock Holmes? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pick. Let's do the Cat in the Hat. Come on, we don't do the Cat in the Hat.
So you did the Mike Myers one last week. You're doing the actual one this week.
Yeah, the real one. That was Jake Studs at 10:34.
So wait, Kevin, have you drawn the Cat in the Hat before?
I think maybe once or twice, but not in a place where I was happy with it.
Gotcha. Okay, I was going to suggest you do it a little bit differently, but if you're not satisfied, then go ahead.
Yeah, 10:34. Where is that? Yeah, here we go. All right.
I've never in my life read a Dr. Seuss book.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
I don't know why. It's just never something that crossed my path, I guess.
I would recommend the first Cat in the Hat. I mean, I think there's been like 10, but the first one is definitely good. Another Cat in the Hat. I hope I can
understand all the words.
But yeah, so the interesting thing
I have seen the Cat in the Hat film.
I was surprised that they hardly interviewed. Yeah, but yeah, it was really weird because Mark Hamill was there on set in costume and filmed the whole thing, and then they had like a body double that looked like a younger Mark Hamill, and he filmed the whole thing, and then that's the body they used. And then for the face, they didn't use old Mark Hamill face. I mean, his current face. They used the digital older effects, and then to add on to all of that, it's not even his voice. Like they said that they were talking about how they used AI and like audio clips of Mark Hamill talking to make it so like current present day 2020 Mark Hamill was there, but they didn't use anything. Like they didn't use his body performance, they didn't use his voice, they didn't use his likeness. So I was like, he didn't need to be there at all. Like, I mean, it's great that he's there, but it's just like, I kept thinking like some corporate executive was like, do we really need to pay money on this?
Well, I think some corporate executive might have been like, no, you have to have Mark Hamill there because if you don't, then it's not going to come out well. And then when they got into the post-production, they're like, oh, actually, this isn't bad. And I think they were more worried about that. And I would rather see Mark Hamill do something else within Star Wars as a voice or like whatever, instead of trying to keep going back to this, you know, oh, back in the day, whatever. Because it's also just wasting his potential too. He can do something else. He's been voices in cameos in all the other movies, I think.
Yeah,
so
why
not?
He's done a lot. Yeah.
Like
it was
an
just
animated show, something.
It was just so weird. And I mean, they said, like, I feel kind of weird even saying this because I mean, hey, I like Mark Hamill. I think he's great. And I'm glad that he was like involved and he was excited and stuff. But I'm just sitting there going like, but you didn't use anything that he did. It was just kind of weird. Especially when they, at the very end, they were like, oh, by the way, we didn't even use his voice. I was like, what? All right. Yeah, and they did, that's like the one thing they said was that like the body double was looking at Mark Hamill's performance, like the footage of it, and replicating it when he did his own performance. So like he was like leading the action, I guess, you know? But I'm like, I don't know. Whatever. I watched it. I was entertained. And yeah, he's done voices in, I think, at least all of the sequel trilogy of movies. The Disney ones Mark Hamill has, pretty sure. Because I know that's the one everyone cares about is the sequel trilogy.
Man, they just missed the boat on that one. I haven't seen much like marketing.
And hello to London Montgomery. I don't think I said hello to you. Hello.
I think Disney in general is just like, you know what, we're gonna leave this on ice for quite a while. Not gonna acknowledge the sequel trilogy all too much.
A shame. There's good parts of it.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, I was like, but there's definitely good parts of it.
It symbolizes my issue with Star Wars in general in that it's not a cohesive piece of media. You have way too good and way too bad, and there's not a lot in between.
Bum, bum.
So, as someone who watched Star Wars for the first time this year, never seen it before in my life.
Oh.
Shocking. Yeah.
Oh. Never read Dr. Seuss. Never saw Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm never coming back. I'm never gonna get it. Yeah, no, I don't know why I'd never seen it. I knew, like, I went in knowing the concept because I don't think you can get to 24 and not have any idea of what Star Wars is and does, etc.
Yeah.
But I had so it was during lockdown. I was teaching, but I was teaching from home and only for a few hours a day. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna spend March. I'm gonna watch every single Star Wars film, and I did.
Oh.
And I still probably could not tell you what happened in some of those films.
Did you also watch the 3D animated Clone Wars film?
So no, I didn't. So I did. I haven't seen it all. I know. I'm sorry. I watched
right.
them.
Okay.
I've been caught in a lie. I watched them in the order they were released in.
Okay.
Which is the order that people said I should watch them in.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back, was it a smart idea to watch them all in 1 month? No, it wasn't. So I kind of gave myself Star Wars fatigue.
Yeah. For sure.
But I mean,
100%.
I can now. I kind of it's like Moby Dick. It's like I'm glad I've watched it.
and it's out of my life.
Yeah. Although it's not, because so many people I know. It's one thing I can never escape.
Yeah,
I liked it.
You could say that's very true, because you don't see a lot of people constantly revisiting Moby Dick in like current media, or it's like, no, that happened and it's done now. Star Wars, not so much. Not so much.
I think we're paving the way for a Star Wars Moby Dick reboot, is what we're doing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, this is
And we'll
my
get,
$1 million idea.
We'll get Mark Hamill involved somehow.
Mark Hamill will be the whale.
Yeah, as the whale in the credits, as the whale.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill. I did kind of a similar thing with Harry Potter. I had not read the books or seen the movies until, oh my goodness, when the last movie was in theaters, like Deathly Hallows Part 2 or whatever. When that was current in theaters is when I was like, I should watch these. So my family and I did a marathon of every Harry Potter movie in a weekend. And I think we hated each other after it was done. I think none of us wanted to have anything to do with one another after it was. I was like, this is a lot.
That'll do it to you. So I watched Harry Potter when it came out. I watched the films like as they came out in the cinema. I have read the books, but a lot later on. I was never super, there are some people who are very like diehard Harry Potter fans. That was never me. Yeah. I was the Lord of the Rings girl.
That's all right.
So that was my thing, was Lord of the Rings, really. I liked Harry Potter. I didn't hate it.
What would you, if you were in that universe, what species would you be? Or like, because there's dwarves and the elves and hobbits and what would you be?
I thought you were asking me what I'd be in the Harry Potter universe. I was like, well, there are humans there.
No. I would be a human. Oh, that's quite a departure. Quite a departure from your normal everyday life.
I think so. I don't know. I'd probably like the 13-year-old girl, like within me, who may or may not have been very obsessed with Orlando Bloom, would be like, I'd be an elf.
Yep, that's fine.
But yeah. So we'll go. We'll make teenage me happy, and we'll say an elf.
There it is.
Yeah.
I mean, elves are pretty cool. They like practically don't ever age. I don't think they age. Like they don't seem to ever die unless they die in battle. Like that seems to be like the only way they can die.
They.
And who would not want to look gorgeous all the time, no matter what?
True.
Like, I'm just gonna always look gorgeous all the time. What's up, Teddy? We got Teddy Lines here. Hello.
I would be a hobbit.
You would absolutely be a hobbit. With the Saviano clan.
Just rolling up. Where's the dinner?
With your hairy feet. As part of the character, you're gonna have to have exposed to hairy feet, man.
Oh man. That's a scandal.
Can you make it work?
I was gonna say, we don't need comments about Brian's feet on the internet.
Not yet. It'll happen organically. Brian, have you been to the Dr. Seuss Museum in Massachusetts?
No, I don't leave my office, Kevin.
Well. Okay.
Well, that's that conversation over.
Well, that's done. That's done. I thought maybe, because you grew up there. I thought maybe that'd be like a staple for kids in Massachusetts to visit the.
No. So the way it works around here, if you say, "Oh, it's a 45-minute drive to get to wherever," my family is like, "Oh, that's so far away." Like.
It is, but yeah, I get it.
But it's also not compared to how long some people drive to go other places in other states, where like a 20-minute drive is like the bare minimum and acceptable, and the equivalent of us driving 5 minutes down the street to pick up a pizza,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just different. But no, I never been. And at this point, I don't have a desire to go out of my own volition, and neither do any of my friends. So it'd be like, oh, one day maybe.
It was. I think we've gone twice. I've taken both of my kids around like the same age each. I have lived in Connecticut for 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe I've been here that long. But I've gone to the museum twice, and yeah, took both my kids around the same-ish age, and it was good. It's a really nice place. It's exactly how you would imagine it in your head, a Dr. Seuss museum. I think the coolest thing about it is they have tons and tons of his artwork, like originals and letters, because every time he wrote a letter to anybody, he always drew on it and mailed it to them. And so, I mean,
That's
like,
really cool.
like legit, like he'd be like, "Thank you so much for a wonderful dinner. Hope we can get together again," and have like a drawing of the cat in the hat on the bottom of it. Like, and so they have like all those things there. Like the estate donated it to this museum. But the coolest thing is his desk. They have his like actual artist desk there, and it's like you can feel it when you're standing there. You're like, "Oh, okay, all right, this is the desk."
That's really cool.
I got the same feeling when I saw was it Jack Kirby's desk, the Marvel guy, famous Marvel guy, at the Marvel exhibit they had in Philadelphia a couple of years ago. They had his desk there, and I mean, you can tell these things are used, and you're like, that's where the magic happened.
Well, Kevin, maybe one day your desk will be donated to a museum.
Now, don't set the bar too high.
No. I'll be the one in charge of that, and I'm gonna sell it off to a private investor because it'll be worth that much more than it would be at a museum.
Okay. And Larry's like, "Oh, the places you'll go." Yeah, people drive. See, Akil's like, I drove from Connecticut to Virginia Beach in one day. It was 12 hours. Just gotta get over it sometimes. See, I mean, I guess it always depends on what the thing is that's in question of what you want to do and how far you want to drive for. But like living most of my life in Texas, where, you know, it takes you an insane amount of hours to go anywhere, like 30 and 40 minutes is like nothing. It's like, okay, yeah, right. All right. It's like when I start to get to like the hour plus is when I start to like second guess it. Like, that's an hour. Like that hour is like that's my first pause, is when it's an hour. Like, is it worth it? What's up, TT Bricks?
It's funny how that differs so much, like here. So obviously England is very small. We're just, you know, a tiny little island. And the concept of driving, like, I don't know, like I could drive for, let's say, 7 hours. And I'm in the Northwest. I could drive for 7 hours. I could get right to the bottom of the country. You would drive for 7 hours and you'd maybe leave a state. Like,
yep. That's about right. That's about right. I used to have arguments with my team back in the day, back in my corporate life, because some of them had never left Denmark in their lives, you know, and so like they just couldn't understand that there was literally like 4 time zones in my country. I was like, that catches me out a lot. And the one thing that would often cause issues is if I was going from East Coast to West Coast. That's the day. That's my day. Like even on a plane, you're never going to get a direct flight. So there's going to be somehow a layover somewhere in the middle of the country, and it's like 5 hours here, maybe another 3 to 4 to 5 hours there. You know, 2 hours at the beginning at the airport, 2 hours in the middle, you know, 30 minutes to an hour to get your luggage when you're like, my day is going from one side of the country to the other side of the country. And they'd be like, well, I don't understand. You're leaving in the morning. Can't you hop on this meeting in like, 5 hours? Like, no, it's going to take me all day. Like I am done. This day is done. Do not contact me.
This is it. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's look at your cat in the hat over here.
I am creating nightmare fuel. No.
See you later, Jeff.
This cat in the hat is I'm gonna shut my eyes tonight to go to bed, and this is who I'm gonna see. You weren't. I don't think you were on my screen when I just deleted the eyes like 10,000 times,
no,
and then thought, you know what? I'm good. I'm fine.
I did not see that. Did not see that. TT Bricks GB is tiny. For a Belgian, it is massive. It's all relative. It's all relative.
Actually, that is true. Belgium is very small. I have been, and I can confirm.
Here's my cat. There he is. The cat. I actually
so
really
happy.
like the I actually really like the second book too. The Cat in the Hat Comes Back, I think is the name of that one. I used to read that one a lot.
Is that really the name?
Yeah, The Cat in the Hat Comes Back. And he gets into, let me tell you, he gets into some shenanigans. Let me tell you how many shenanigans this guy gets into on the second one. There's just something about it. And I like the color scheme. Like the whole book is like white, black, and orange. Like there's something about the second one that I really like. All right. Cat in the Hat. Are you good with your Cat in the Hat?
I'm as good as I can be with a cat in the hat. Okay. I don't want to look at him anymore. So
oh. I want him out of my life.
He's fine.
I want him out of my life.
You can leave.
All right. So so this is your turn
now. Okay. What time? Remind me of when the transition to color is, and then I can pick my.
Oh yeah. So in 11:30, so in 15 minutes is when I'll switch over. You obviously don't have to conform to that. You can do whatever you want.
No, I don't listen. I'm your guest. I want to follow the rules of the house. Okay. I don't want to upset the host.
Cool. It wouldn't upset me. I've had guests that have colored the whole time, and others haven't. It's all good. It's fine. But yeah, so I'll switch over in 15 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. Maybe we should do. There's one that I keep looking at, and I'm like, but maybe we should just go Jabberwocky, which was Larry's suggestion.
Okay. Yep. Alice in Wonderland, right? That's what that is.
Yeah. I was gonna. And I can't start with we can't start with a Jabberwocky. That's not how.
What a statement. Well, we can't start with a Jabberwocky. So Larry, if you want to retype it, I can, because your earlier comment obviously is gone, but I can suggest, or I could replace my comment with yours.
I think it was Larry. Maybe I read that wrong.
No, it is.
Fab.
We can't start with a gem. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Larry. Well, that's a wicked looking thing. Interesting. Yeah. That has been portrayed very differently in some of these mediums.
What is the Jabberwocky from?
Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm. I actually think it might be Alice Through the Looking Glass, maybe, if we want to be factually correct. I'm not entirely sure.
Sometimes we want to be.
Sometimes.
Geek Effect. Kirk's like, I'm drawing a blank for what else? Draw a blank? You got it. Done.
Done.
All right. I'm going to draw this. This is a crazy looking creature. All right. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all fine. We're all fine here. All right. Oh, yep. There you go. Nick through the looking at. You don't know how to read, Nick. You can't say in one breath you don't know how to read and then correct us on which book it's from. You can't do that. I don't know how that works.
He can read answers on Google.
That's true.
But he can't read a book.
So I'm going to do, we're still obviously a little ways away from that, but I'm going to do kind of a similar-ish crossover thing that, we did, Brian. I'm going to do something with Ghost Freaking Talking. We get into Halloween. We're talking about getting something set up. I think what I'm going to do is Pictionary on different Halloween movie characters. I think that's what we're going to do.
I like it. I appreciate when you do something unconventional.
A little different, change it up.
And who knows what cursed drawings could come out of that one too,
Talk about curse. Look how I started this. We're
Jeez.
I feel like I think we're looking at the same reference.
Oh, we might be.
Yeah.
Is the super colorful like Alice with the sword?
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
reference. So that's fine.
That's
It's
cool.
okay. It happens. Psyduck. Psy?
So, Kevin, I know you're doing loads of Halloween stuff, like
Yes.
for your shop and everything. Do you actually like Halloween? Like, are you a fan?
Yeah, I like Halloween.
That's good. I didn't know if it was just like, it's like people love it and you're like begrudging, like the cat stickers. It's like, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
I'm not
100%.
happy about it.
That is a very fair assessment of the cat stickers. But no, I enjoy Halloween. I think I enjoy it more when I see my kids enjoying it and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I don't go crazy all out for it. That's
Mhm.
definitely my wife goes all in on Halloween. And we also typically celebrate Day of the Dead too. Since we have a lot of Mexican heritage in this household, so we'll usually do that. So we kind of get a little bit of a the decorations tend to lean heavy towards that kind of style, like sugar skulls and that kind of look, versus like putting up a bunch of like black cats and witches and things. But yeah, we have fun. Kids dress up. It's been years since I've dressed up. Like I think I've conformed into my boring dad that just doesn't dress up anymore. But the thing I do really like is pumpkin carving. I get like into that.
Yes, I love carving pumpkins. It's funny because when I was younger, Halloween was not really a done thing over here. Like I'd carve a jack-o'-lantern. That would be the extent. Like you wouldn't really be able to get that many Halloween decorations. Trick-or-treating wasn't really a thing. This was when I was like really young, because people disliked it because it was an American holiday.
Sure. Hey, that's you know what? I can understand that.
I always liked it though. I'm not a big fan of horror things that frighten me, but I coined the term like spooky cute, and I kind of like things that are like, like it's a cat wearing not a cat wearing a hat, but like, you know what I mean? It's like a cute black cat and a ghost and things like that. Like I like spooky cute things, but I'm not like gonna watch like, I don't know, like a Saw film optionally anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't consider myself like a big enthusiast of like stuff like that either, but I get really like excited about drawing these things like Halloween stuff because it's so different than what I do all year long. Because like I'm not sitting here being like, oh, let me draw gory things and blood. But it's like I do a lot of that for the Halloween stuff because that's what a lot of the subject matter is. And I really enjoy it because it's like very different from what I normally do. He's wearing a vest.
Comment # is it a money grab? I didn't mean it like that.
I mean, if people are gonna give me the money, I am totally up to grab it. I am up to grab that money any day. Kids got to eat somehow. He's got a vest. He's wearing a little vest.
He is. He's got like a little waistcoat.
Yeah, I post up pictures actually every year, Larry. I think I've posted them up on my personal accounts. So I need to put those up on my business accounts. But I've done once upon a time when Kevin was in a different mental space, I did a bunch of Lego ones. So like I think I did Emmett one year and I did Benny one year, and then I stopped liking anything involving that. And so then I've switched to Nintendo characters. So I did a scared Luigi one year, and I put like I went and bought the costume hat and put the hat on it and the gloves on the side of his face like he was screaming. And then I did really cool. I did Boo last year. I just did like just a general, run of the mill Boo. And so the pumpkin had I made a felt tongue that was sticking out of its mouth, and that was kind of fun. So I like to do the whole like multimedia approach with it.
Mm-hmm.
I fall in line more so with you, Isabel, on the not quite like cute spooky. I'd call it more whimsical spooky. So I
Yeah.
I would rather go to the Disney or Mickey Mouse Halloween nights rather than the Universal go into a theater and then they scare you sort of a thing.
Yeah. Whimsical's probably but like spooky whimsical doesn't have the same ring as spooky cute.
Right. No,
But
it's
the
the same thing. I just want to feel more manly about it. I'm like, oh, I don't like cute things. I like whimsy.
I like whimsy.
I need to protect my masculinity. I like whimsy.
That's another really great, like, out of context quote that, like, I don't like cute, I like whimsy. It's like, oh, you're right. Okay. My apologies. Let me switch back over. And let me know, guys, in the chat, if I have failed to switch the canvases after so long. Feel free to say, hey, let us see what you're doing or what Isabel's doing, because I'll just kind of get lost into how long it's been, so I won't remember. So feel free to yell at me if you want me to switch the camera back. He's got like these crazy furry long fingers.
Yeah, I suggested I picked it because I was like, hey, this will take us like to the color, and then I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
This will take us to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for coming, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Fine. I think I might go. You're a lot quicker than me, as we established at the beginning, so I might just do like the top half.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is just do this same thing every week for a couple years, and you'll be fast too. It's
Yeah. No,
it's the secret. That's super cool, though. I was gonna say earlier, and I forgot. We started talking about other stuff, but I have considered being an art teacher. Like, it's something I thought about before, and then it kind of went away, but then it's resurged recently. I'm like, man, that would be kind of cool. And I was looking into it for Connecticut. I mean, every state here has like different rules and requirements and stuff for teaching.
right.
And for Connecticut, I'd have to have a degree in education. I'm like, I'm not going back to school. Like, now I'm not going to go back to school to teach school. Like, that's not, I'm
yeah.
because that is definitely
I
not
mean,
what my degree is in.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I did my undergraduate. I studied film and animation. I graduated in 2019, and then I started my degree to become a teacher last September. So from like next week when I go back to work, this is going to be my first full year of teaching, cool. Which is exciting. I've also trained to teach in what I've been told to be the hardest year of education on record because of lockdowns.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because if I could handle this year, I can like throw anything at me. I'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's a funny thing about that. I was just thinking, I'm like, how many times have I said this in my millennial lifetime? Where I'm like, well, if I can handle this, I can handle it. It's like every time I turn around, it's like another catastrophic world-changing event. It's like, all right,
yeah,
maybe I should stop thinking that. But no, good for you for getting through it during such a crazy, difficult last 18 months or whatever. Because that's nothing to just sneeze about. That's a lot of work and adapting and stuff through all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah, thank you. It was, if I'd have done it the year before, it maybe would have been worse because it was so unexpected. Whereas this year, like when I started last September, sorry, people were like, okay, we know this is a thing. Yeah. This is something we're kind of having to, whereas like before, I don't know what it's like in America, but like there was a shift to school shut down. And then there was like this weird week where it's like, how do we do it online?
Yeah.
And it's.
Yep. It's similar.
Like,
just like total chaos, right? Nobody knows how to do anything. So it's just like, let's wing it.
Yeah. It was basically it. I mean, it definitely was a challenge, like online teaching. It was super weird to do, first and foremost, but also it was kind of like, I know for the students at home, it was super hard because they had to work with things at home. And it was a difficult time for both students and teachers. But there was that, you know, in the back of your head when you were doing this live lesson via Teams, it's like, how many people are actually like listening to this? Like, or who has me on in the background and has just gone to do something else?
Yeah, it was really, really hard when in that first couple months, you know, because again, everyone's figuring everything out. And my younger son, he's not quite at that age where you can just like say, here you go, and you let him like do his thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he was in second grade. So it was like, I kind of need to sit there and handhold him the whole time. And they weren't quite set up with like the teachers being there, you know, like in the very beginning, it was like, we'll assign the work. And if you need to reach out, you can reach out. But like, so much of it fell onto me. And that was okay. But I'm like, I was sitting there going like, man, I am losing so much work time. And what's interesting is I traced back my like crazy backlog, because I've been sitting on this awful backlog of commissions for a year and I feel awful about it. But when I like try to figure out like, how did it get to this point? It was like the 4 to 5 months that I had to spend almost all my weekdays doing homeschooling is like when that happened, and I've never recovered from it. Like, it's just been there. And I mean, part of me is like, it's cool to be there with my kid and see what he's learning and do, but like, it just took away my freelance time. I was like, I can't do two things at the same time. Not at his age.
It is hard. And I think it was hard for every single person involved, whether you were a parent or a student or a teacher, or like some people were both teachers and parents. Yeah,
there's like no winners. No winners.
Yeah, no, literally. It was so strange as well. So just before COVID hit, I moved back home to my parents' house. So I had to teach every day from what was my childhood bedroom, and it was so strange. Like, just the aspect of me sitting in where I'm sat right now, and like what has been my bedroom since I was 5. I'm now teaching teenagers from here. It like kind of I don't know.
that could be a little weird.
Super strange. Yeah, it was. It went through. It became like I had to kind of redesign it. So it's like, it's no longer a bedroom. It's an office space that has a bed in it.
I like this comment that Jake's like, bruh, it's not cute. It's whimsy. We've also got Bobo Laveau says, with both of you using the same program, it's a little harder to keep track of which drawing goes with which artist. Yeah, it's it's kind of fun though. Like I said, I don't think I normally have my guest artists using the same program. That's kind of
Bobo. Just remember that whoever has the better drawings, just remember that is Isabel.
That's usually true.
No. No, don't big me up.
Oh no.
Compliments, I can't handle it. No.
I have been thinking though, for next year, I'm very tempted to do some kind of like versus stuff with some of my guests. Like, maybe not the whole show, right? But like maybe the last drawing or something is like a vote or something for the winner. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Next year is a bunch of changes and things to stuff to you know, refresh things. So I've been thinking about stuff like that. Because I don't want to change the vibe. I like the vibe of just drawing with somebody else, and I don't want to change that overall. But I think it'd be cool to have like maybe something at the end where it's like versus mode.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I will say as well, I don't think I've ever managed to catch a multiplayer stream from the beginning, because when you were playing that music, I was having a great time. I was like, this is jazzy. I was just like,
Yep. I like, that was so fun to make it too. When I redid the intro video, and then I'm like, should I do a special one when I have a guest? I think I should. And I even bought a second track because I didn't want to play I bought like the license to that music. And I was like, I don't want to play the same. My guest deserves their own track. And so like I bought like a second set of music. So like, that's the only time I get to listen to that is when I do the multiplayer episodes, because you get your own special music and everything.
It was really good. I might watch my own stream back just to hear that again, because that was honestly, it caught me by surprise by how like upbeat it was. I was just like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought, whether it's apparent or not, that goes into stuff, because it's also like it's by the same artist that did the other music, because I wanted it to feel like a level 1 versus level 2 kind of thing. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
we did level 1 music. Now Mario goes underground, so we need level 2. So it's like that was my thought process on all that. And I've started looking into that, into music and stuff for like some of the social ads for the comic when we get to that point, because want to keep that going. I guess I need to color this thing now. This is horrific. It's like I once again have created some nightmare fuel situations going on. I've also put my name next to it because Bobo Lavo couldn't figure out which one was mine, and now it looks like I've named the Jabberwocky Isabel, and I don't know how I feel about this. There it is, everybody.
I don't know how I feel. Maybe it just needs like a speech bubble so it's saying my name instead, which is even more terrifying.
I didn't notice that Bobo followed up with like, oh, that's how I was identifying the two. It's like, yeah, all right, okay. Green. He's
something I really want. No, go ahead.
Nothing. I had nothing of value to add to that. I was just gonna say something about this guy.
I was gonna say that for music, I played your soundtrack, Kevin, when we did the stream last week.
Yep.
So that was good.
That was fun. I smiled when because it's like, when you see like when you I see it more often with like YouTubers, when like YouTubers collab with each other, and then like they'll say catchphrases on like I get, it's fun. Like you said the thing.
Yeah, for sure. I was with that same thing in the music. Like I've had my theme song for so long, basically the intro song and whatever.
Yeah,
I want to do like a Christmas version of it somehow. Get someone to compose that.
You custom ordered that music, right?
Yeah, that's a original piece done by Hugo Junstrand, which he could probably do it, but also it took me like so long to get that animation done by him that like he's probably super busy, and I don't want to wait until.
He did so the guy that did the music also did the animation.
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Multi-talented.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and the music took like a month and a half, but then the animation took 8 months. I'm like, oh, that's a difference. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to look at
you.
Go ahead, Isabel.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say you are someone else who like whenever I hear the theme music, it's just like I don't know, it makes me happy. It's super jazzy. I really like it.
Yeah,
it's got the vibe.
It does.
Tournament. Yeah, and I think Teddy, we do have I believe we have Corduroy copied, so you don't have to keep putting it back in the chat over and over again.
Yeah, so if anyone out there knows a good composer that would be good for doing a Christmas version of my theme song, let me know.
Just add some jingle bells. That's all you.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
I was like, just add some bells.
And done.
Add a ho ho ho. Yeah.
I watched this whole like thing about the composers from like the Donkey Kong Country, because like they're legendary for their music in those video games. And I watched the thing with some of the composers like, oh, we just threw jingle bells for the for the winter levels. Like, yeah, it made it. It worked.
Yeah, I figured I could do that, but I feel like there's also something. There's an opportunity there to do something like super interesting and different. If I did a Christmas version of
put like a saxophone in there too.
Yeah, like something with like
bells.
Yeah.
The bells. You have the what's it called? Oh, when you
With the bells of
Well,
Notre
there's
Dame.
bells and then there's sleigh bells. There's two different bells that you can do. Like there's so much more.
Yep. Yes. Yes, indeed.
This
The
is where we
hashtag
announce Kevin and I are pivoting to doing jingles. For
Hey,
hire.
people pay me money. I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed. People underestimate my desires to provide for my family, I think. It's like, Kevin, if you did that, I would totally pay you. I'm like, will you really pay me though? Needs more
How
cowbell.
much?
Always. Yep.
Mhm.
Let's see. This the face on this, even though this is like clearly a very old book illustration, is super reminiscent of that like internet screaming meme thing. That's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's got like the crazy big lips and like bulgy eyes, and it just screams, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
This is like predates that. It's like, this is a copyright infringement, clearly. We came up with that first. School starts next week in Connecticut. Monday.
Ooh.
So, I'll admit my son has been a lot easier since I got him those games. Like, here you go. Here's some games. Have fun.
So technically in England, students have another week off. I don't. I'm back in next Thursday.
You got to start
So
getting stuff ready. Professional development.
I know.
You know?
I went into my classroom last week or the week before to be like, hey, I'll get started and I'll tidy everything. I got in to find out that my room had been used as a storeroom over summer.
Well,
so I couldn't even
couldn't
even get in. The maintenance staff were like, excuse me, we're using the room. And I was like, my name's on the door. This is my room.
Excuse me, you're using my room.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, I can't even put up any wall displays. I can't do anything. So
Slightly inconvenient.
It's very inconvenient, but it's fine. Woo. I'll figure it out. I'll be doing like 10 p.m. late when we get back.
Yeah. What are the age, like what age kids are you teaching?
So I teach kids between the ages of 11 to 16. So it's in the UK, it's year 7 to year 11. So the best of ages, I get the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because all teenagers are so polite.
They
are so nice. Mm-hmm.
I would like when I was thinking about if I would ever teach art, I'm like, what age would I teach? I kind of want to be like the kindergarten kids. Like let's do finger painting.
Yeah. So I originally was going to do primary, which is 5 to 11, like ages 5 to 11.
Yeah.
And then I used to help out like pre-COVID at I don't know if you have brownies over there, like Girl Guiding brownies. I don't know if you do. I think it's the equivalent of like, it's like Girl Scouts.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of like Girl Scouts. I helped out with that. And over here, brownies are between like 7 and 10 years old. And I did like 6 weeks and I thought, yeah, I can't tie any more shoelaces and I can't get any more gum out of hair.
I'm done.
I'm gonna pivot, to slightly older. And I like children, like they're fine. I prefer like teenagers. I teach.
That's that's another. I'm all about like the one-liners out of context that like if people don't listen to the show. I like kids. They're fine. they're fine. They're fine. Yeah.
They're okay.
They're okay. No, that's a Brian line. They're okay. But it's impossible to get that through text. Like I put that all the time, like in chat and stuff. But you have to. It has to be that you're right. Like it's you can't do that in like font form. It's like it's all about that.
yeah.
Like really, you're right.
Definitely.
You're right.
Like Brian, he's fine.
Yeah,
he's all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a very me line.
He's okay.
He's all right.
He's fine.
He's decent.
He's decent. All right, I think
okay.
I am done with this, with my monstrosity. With his vest. That's the important part.
Oh boy. I went for a mustard vest. I don't know why. I thought it, I don't know. It went with his complexion.
Yeah, I mean, that's acceptable. Totally acceptable. So yeah, feel free to finish up. Take all the time you need. It's all fine. I'm gonna move.
Just add some.
We just need to work on some fine details around his face. We're just gonna make sure it's just perfect. Just make sure it's just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I drew. Show you guys while Isabel's finishing up hers. If you didn't notice, I drew this pigeon. That was my warm up because my son's favorite book series is the Pigeon books. So that's how that came about. Because he likes don't let the pigeon drive the bus. Don't give the pigeon a hot dog. The pigeon needs to take a bath. All those Mo Williams books.
My warm-up was the White Rabbit as well, which I'll move back on my screen.
Yep, here we go. There it is.
There he is.
Is he late or is he on time? He's probably late.
Probably.
He's always late.
He's always late.
Now I'm going to write a whole fantasy book just about the Jabberwocky.
That sounds like a complete original idea. Never been done before. I think I'm done. I think I'm ready to move on from him.
Okay. Thank you, Nate's mom. Appreciate that. This looks so good. Appreciate that. He is him is the one I get a lot of. So Jake apparently is known for saying that. He is him.
He is.
What's
him.
up, Rick and Forrest?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is mine, right? I think this is you picked this thing. You chose this,
and I'm sorry.
You have chosen. Let's go. How about we go the exact opposite of terrifying and go to Corduroy the teddy bear, which is super adorable. Well, let's go the exact opposite.
Corduroy the teddy. I've never heard of this one. I don't think. Maybe. Corduroy.
Gotta add the bear.
Oh, he's
the
adorable.
Pants. Not just the pants. Yeah, he's he. The book is that his button fell off his overalls, and so he needs someone to put the button back on his. That's like the whole.
Oh.
I read it a long time. I think we have this book. It's been a little while, but he's like in the. I'm trying to remember. He's like in the store, I think, and he needs to repair his button because like somebody didn't want to buy him because he had like a missing button. I think it's been a while. But yeah, we'll do that one. That'll get us. That's a palate cleanser from the general. Take us in the other direction.
I mean, we've all been there. We've lost a button, or it's a relatable moment.
It is. So it should be alternating between the odds and the evens. So the Jabberwocky was definitely the odd. He's the odd. So yeah, I'm super excited that I finished all my Halloween stuff. It's all done. It's all finished. So I got the 2 prints, the Elvira and the Five Nights at Freddy's big prints are already done and already in the store. And then I finished 12 new stickers 2 days ago.
Oh.
And I already sent them off to the printer. And so those will hopefully be in hand in a couple weeks. And it is August still. That's amazing.
Man, I'm starting to already think about Christmas stuff now.
You're the one that's like, I can't think that far in advance.
Well, now I kind of have to.
It's getting there. It's getting there. It's literally right around the corner, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I am in like, I want it to be Halloween mode right now, but I know for a fact when it shows up, I'll be like not in that zone. So I just gotta, everyone, you just gotta enjoy the time that you have in the moment. That's really the life lesson here.
So speaking of October, though, Isabel, have you ever done? I assume you're aware of, but have you ever participated in the Inktober challenge?
Yes, I have. I have done it a few times. My goal is to do it this year. I'm gonna try and do it. So I run an art club at school where we do like weekly sessions. So I was thinking of doing like bringing that into my school club. I think that'd be quite cool because it'll be something different to what they do in class.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And I like it because I'm excited for it.
It is a great.
It forces me
thing.
to draw.
Yep.
And it, so I do enjoy it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Are you a participant of it as well?
I am. I'm going to be going into year 3 of doing it.
Oh, wow.
And I do, I live stream them on Instagram. So I just like set up my phone and I'll draw them there. So my ones are still up on the IGTV tab are still up there from last year. And so what I did for the first time last year, which I'm doing again this year, is I let my patrons tell me what to draw. And so I just I'll go with their prompts for the full month, which is kind of fun. And it's funny because last year, I don't know if you were reading about this, but there was this huge issue last year because not that it's new because it happens every year, but all the artwork that was made during Inktober that people were selling were all getting hit everywhere with cease and desist notices because the new lawyer that the IP holder for the Inktober name was telling all the artists, like, do not call it Inktober, do not list it by Inktober. This is our property. This is our IP. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't. And like the guy that created it is an independent, self-employed artist, right? And so he gets it. He understands it, and that's not exactly what he wanted. So he had to like go out and like make a statement saying, look, this is really not kind of what I wanted, but my lawyer is my lawyer for a reason, and we have to protect the IP. So I want you all to sell.
I don't know if I agree with this guy copping out. You're like, what? Guy's my lawyer. What are you going to do, right?
Well,
anyways, that's a cop-out answer. That's garbage.
But so nonetheless, whether you agree with it or not, he was like, I want you all to sell it, but once you're selling it, can you just call it something else? So last year I was like, I'm going to call it Inktober. And so that's the new name.
That's
of
cool.
My Inktober pieces are Inktober, but it is very much the Inktober challenge. Is what it is.
I like.
But yeah, it was a big thing, and it was a lot of. I mean, I think he appropriately got a lot of hate for it, and a lot of people were like, I'm never participating in this challenge ever again, and all that kind of stuff happened. But I was like, I'll just name it my own thing.
I know, or I've seen some years there's controversy. I'm going to use the word because people are like, it's called Inktober. You must use ink, and you're not allowed to use like
all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, let people enjoy things.
I'm just trying to live my life. All right, I'm just trying to live my life.
Let people have fun.
Yep.
And just enjoy. Like, if we're at the point where using, like, I don't know, a pen is like being we're gatekeeping Inktober, then you got to take a look at yourself.
Yep, I totally agree. Nick says he slayed those Halloween series. Yeah, thank you. Nick's always my consultant this time of year when I'm like, all right, spooky stuff. What do I do? What am I making? So I value his opinion greatly in these matters. And yeah, I've got the Patreon post is going up, Nick, tomorrow at noon, and it has like the images of all the artwork. But I'll get you the photos because like last year I sent you photos of the actual stickers, so I have to wait till the stickers show up. But you can download any of those if you want to use the artwork for it. That's fine. I approve of that. The Gummy Bear legal team hasn't found you yet. Oh, yeah, what's it?
Haribo.
Yeah, Haribo hasn't reached out as of yet. It's astonishing. Oh man.
We hold the intellectual property rights to the glycogen and the corn syrup creation that is Gummy Bears.
Yep.
Can you cease and desist?
I guess so. It is really interesting seeing. I mean, it happens in waves. And I follow a lot of artists, and I'm in a lot of like artist social circles and communities, and like the waves of cease and desists that always come out. To date, I'm still one of very, very, very few that has the Lego cease and desist team after him. But like, you'll see these waves of like, what was it the other day? One Piece. An anime named One Piece, which I'm aware of. I've never seen it.
Oh,
but they had a big thing, like a big wave hit a bunch of artists. Like, stop selling One Piece stuff. Like, you see these waves, and they just hit everybody, and it's like, all right, that's the thing. And they share it because they're trying to help other artists to like say, all right, cool, let this one cool down for a little bit. go to the next thing. Everybody go over that way. It's like, all right,
let this cool down, but then swiftly reapproach in a month and a half.
I mean, that's how it is. That is how it is. Until you can like really, really establish yourself on your own stuff, it's got to be fan art. That's what people buy. They buy fan art.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
So years and years ago, when I was, maybe about 17, 18, and I was just starting to like make money from art, which was like a foreign concept. I used the site that a lot of people used, which is Redbubble.
Yep.
And that was like, you at the time, people did not post original things on Redbubble. They posted like fan art and they posted things like that. Yep. So I posted a lot. I sold a lot. And then I woke up one day and it's like, your account has been terminated. Because
you are
got,
now.
Like, 17 copyright strikes. And I'm like, whoa, this is like for 2 years, this has been absolutely fine.
Isn't
like,
that interesting how that works?
Yeah.
I can relate.
I mean, it wasn't like at the time. Yeah, it wasn't like my livelihood, but it was definitely.
It's upsetting nonetheless.
A way for me to have. Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely a way for me to have money.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Because I mean, it's not like I disagree. I'm like, yep, I understand. And I mean, if I could just draw my own original things and people would buy that, you don't think I wouldn't like want to do that? Like, I'd be all about it.
Exactly.
It's just that like, the little bit of stuff that I've done so far to date that's like purely original hasn't really been interesting to people. Where the comic, I think, is going to test a lot of stuff. I think that's a huge test for me. The comic is going to be, because that's original story, original everything. And I mean, who knows? It could do great. It could bomb, but that's going to be a big test to see if I'm making any progress anywhere. But a lot of the other artists, like the big name artists, their original ideas and stuff only do so well because they spent a decade of working for Disney, Nickelodeon, and Marvel, and like they doing essentially fan art. I mean, officially, right? But other people's property, and then they get known for their style, and then people are okay. But like, that's a little difficult for me.
So one of my favorite artists ever is a person called Noelle Stevenson. They wrote Nimona, which was like a webcomic back in the day, but they started out on Tumblr doing like hipster Lord of the Rings fan art. Nice. So it was like Legolas was like the Starbucks drinker hipster, like Gimli had a van. It was like, it was kind of ridiculous, but it was just really cool.
Nice.
but so like from that she got a webcomic, and then they're now like, so she also was also they I think sorry were the creative lead for the Netflix She-Ra show.
Okay. Yep. That's
but
awesome.
That took that took like years and years of like working and making an audience and like being known.
Yeah. The struggle is real.
Yeah, it wasn't something that you could just like wake up and do.
Nick says, my mom loved the Elvira print and was wondering why you don't work for Disney. That's a great question. I don't think I would like to work for Disney, actually. I would love to do like concept art for like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Maybe anything. I don't know. But like concept art I think would be really fun. I need to run to the bathroom real quick. So I'm going to, let me show you guys. I finished my Corduroy. Let me just, stop. Don't do that. Let me show you what I got on my screen real quick. Hanging out in between Sherlock Holmes and Moby Dick like you do. That's just how you have fun. Does Kevin know what he wants? No. I mean, I want to create art and I want to provide for my family. That's what I want. But I'm going to move it back because so you guys can see Isabel continue to work on hers while I run to the bathroom for a couple minutes. And you got Brian is here. He'll entertain you like nobody's business. He's doing so well.
Amazing.
He's doing such a good job.
He's doing amazingly.
Well, good job, Brian. Are you there? You walked away and you didn't say anything, didn't you? Oh boy. That's great. I love it. All right, I'll wait.
It's fine.
I'm not going to leave you by yourself. That's nonsense. That's not a good host. That is not a good host. Let's see. Bubble Levo says the Joker print came in for me, and it was for someone who cosplayed the Joker, and he loved it and was showing off. Nice dress. Yeah. That's a great. That take on the Joker was awesome. I thought that was really, really cool.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Because it's hard to break the shell of purple suit of a character. I mean, that's been around for 75 years or something.
Like one of the most recognizable characters. Yeah.
And they did it all, like well. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I drew that. I think I drew that a couple days after I came home, seeing it in the theater, and it's just been sitting. Maybe I'll sell it. Don't leave Isabel alone. We'll hear cheese salad propaganda. I don't even know where to go with that.
It's Kevin. It's best you don't know.
You know what? That's fine. That's okay. I don't need to know. Cheese salad. I don't even know what that. All right. Yep. So let's see what else we got here in the chat. Let's see. Thank you, Teddy. Teddy says this is amazing. Yeah, appreciate that. Nate's mama says I'm decorating the house now. You're decorating now for Halloween? I don't know about that. I mean, I won't stop you. You enjoy your Halloween. That's early for decorating.
I like that. Yvonne, I'm moving in with you. I wanted to decorate now.
Let's see. 12 is a lot. 12 and not 13. What was that for? I don't remember what that comment was for. 12 and not 13. I don't know. No corduroy, no cat in the hat. Yeah, they're questioning your knowledge of childhood books. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry, I had to step away. There was someone at the door.
It's fun. It was great though. I literally asked you something. You were not there. I was like, well, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, 13 for Halloween. Oh, yeah. That's like one more level of planning that I didn't do. But I mean, I only planned for 10. And then I finished up the Five Nights at Freddy's cast because there's 4 characters. I said, oh, I should probably just do all 4 instead of these piecemeal. So I added the extra 2 to balance out the cast. So it was like unintentional, but that's what it ended up being. Brian, are you good if I can run to the bathroom for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I just don't want to leave Isabel by herself. That's rude.
She could have handled it. It would have been fine.
All right. I'll be back.
Fine.
Give me 2 minutes while she finishes this up. And yes, now Brian is back so he can properly entertain.
Properly
Properly.
entertain.
I was just gonna say that, properly entertain.
You
Compared to
know
the
what I meant.
subpar
You know what I meant. All right, I'll be right back.
So Brian,
So,
how are you?
I'm doing as excellent as I can be. I hope you're enjoying your time on the Doodle stream here.
I'm having a great time. I'm very
Excellent.
happy that I was invited.
Yeah, of course. When Kevin said you were a very requested guest, I don't know if he's just saying like it was me bugging him most of the time, or if other people were also suggesting you.
Apparently other people have, and I'm not downplaying your role in this. It's good to know that the hundreds of dollars I PayPal you every month to do my marketing is paying off.
Right.
So thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been a really, a good situation, and especially because, like, for your art, you don't post as much artwork, I think, as frequently as you want to. So I think it's a good way for you to like be on here and start your stuff in like a consistent, at least one show.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was saying to Kevin before, I was like, my nerves about doing this stream stemmed from the fact that I don't really do like small bits of work. I don't really do like doodles. I do sketches that become bigger things, but I don't really do like one-off things, if that makes sense. And yeah,
Right.
like I don't have a lot of time during the year to do stuff. So it's really cool. I'm really very honored to be here.
Yeah. So do you have a traditional vibe or art style that you go for with what you draw?
You mean like usually when I do
Yeah.
things like I play around a lot with different things. I mean, earlier this year I picked up like pixel art for the first time, which is something I'd never done, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. But I think the thing I stray towards, it kind of goes through phases depending on kind of what I'm inspired by as well and what I'm into. I'm doing a lot of as you've seen, as it's some of it has been done for you, it's a lot of like painterly kind of styles a lot of the time. Just I don't know, it's something I really enjoy doing because I love painting like traditional painting. It's always just such a hassle to like get set up with it,
Right.
whereas digital painting, it's like I have it here and I can just do it, and it's something that I can do a bit of, I can walk away, I can come back to, I can add more, I can take away. Yeah.
So do you have like a favorite sort of topic or like a holiday to cover? Because I've heard from across the internet you're a big Halloween fan. Is that something that you love to do, or like where does that stem from?
Okay.
It's yeah, it's the word about town that I really like Halloween.
Is it really? That's incredible. We can talk after stream if you want to do something spooky related for me if you want to. Only if you have the time, of course.
Okay, yeah, no, definitely. I think yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm back. It never fails. Every time I go upstairs to go to the bathroom, my children are fighting. It never fails. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. All right. So I think it's your pick for the next thing to draw.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I think we're also missing. I think Brian has forgotten some. I think is what's happening.
No, I haven't updated it in a while because everyone in the chat is discussing about Seuss teddy bears or pixel art or whatever.
So there may be one or two. They're not in there.
Should we continue with the bear theme and do Pooh Bear?
We certainly can. We certainly can.
We're on a bear roll.
A barrel.
A barrel.
A barrel. It could be a barrel roll. Nah, that's too far of a stretch. Okay, let's here.
Okay.
Put that on the screen. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Slippy. Hey, Einstein. I'm on your side. I need another Star Fox in the vein of Star Fox Adventures. I loved Star Fox Adventures so
Kevin,
much.
You want too much out of life.
I want all these
That's your
things that
issue.
apparently nobody likes. I love, I mean, I totally understand that Star Fox Adventures was the exact same, like, hey, let's take another game and skin it. Well, let's take Dinosaur Planet and put Star Fox on it. But it was so good. And we got Crystal from that game. She's been in like all the Star Fox stuff since then. But
Just be happy you're getting a Metroid this October. All right. That's all you get.
yeah, I know. It's fine. Whatever. You want all these things in life. It's like, I don't think I have unrealistic expectations. All right, I think I'm going to do.
How dare Kevin want something?
How dare I want anything? Stop wanting things. Yeah, and so many hours put into Star Fox. Star Fox 64 was awesome. So yeah, man, that was good stuff. What's up, Fazoom? Fazoom has arrived. We were talking about you earlier, Fazoom. I was mentioning that you're the next patron theme for the show when I get back from cons in a couple weeks for Landmarks. And you know what? Isabel wanted to do Landmarks too. She was on the show.
I did.
I'm going to tell all the secrets. Sorry. She was on the show last week when I was saying that, next time we're back, we're going to do Landmarks. And she hadn't yet picked the theme and she was going to pick Landmarks. She's like, I can't pick Landmarks now because they're going to do Landmarks in a couple weeks. I thought that was really interesting. Like, that's fascinating that you guys are on the same wavelength. So that just means that you will have a great time on the Landmark stream when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, when's that going to be? I'm going to be back at work, so I might catch like the tail end of it.
That's okay.
Because there's no stream next week, is there? You're away.
Nope. For the next 2 Fridays, there will not be a stream for the next 2 Fridays.
Ooh.
Because I have back-to-back shows.
Dang.
Because I've got Fan Expo
doing
Boston
that hashtag.
And then Kineticon. Kineticon. Yeah.
Doing the hashtag marketing.
Always.
Wait, Kevin, when's Kineticon?
It's the next weekend. It's the very next weekend after Fan Expo Boston.
I think I'll be away. I think. Huh.
Will you?
Yes, I will be. I'll be in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's the same weekend?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Steve is going to help me out at Kineticon for 2 of the 3 days, I think. I still need to actually ask around some friends and find coverage for that last day. I've yet to do it. I've been doing other stuff. But yes.
How do you feel about Kineticon so far?
I mean, it's I've been there before, and in my memory, I remember it being kind of a big show. So I'm just hopeful that, that people keep coming out and I can sell stuff and make money. That I hate to be that guy, but that's the only way. That's the only form of payment that the grocery store and the electric company take is money. So I would like to sell stuff and make money. But yeah, I'm hoping that, a lot of the new stuff will help out, the new prints, the new stickers. I don't think I'm going to make anything really else until maybe the end of the year. I don't think. I'm going to work on Patreon relaunch stuff, and then I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to have any new products. I need to move through things. Not having Etsy has really sucked. Really sucked. Sigh. Hey guys, here's a reminder. KevinAhinkle.com/shop. You can buy all the stuff I got. All this. Tell your friends. Tell your family. I just wrapped up an ad. I don't know why. I always do this. I do it once a year. Once a year I do this. I go, let me buy an ad again. I bought an ad across Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger, which I guess you can advertise on there. I was like, sure, why not? Check the box. And it ran for 5 days. And it was a $40 ad. And I got like 6,000 eyeballs on it and got like 2,000 impressions from it and generated exactly 0 sales. I'm like, well, that's about how every other ad, I mean, it's exactly been that way every time I've done it. And I don't know why I keep doing it. I just keep thinking like maybe something has changed, like an algorithm has changed or something. But I do it like once a year. Once a year, I'll buy an ad. I'm like, all right, promote my stuff. And they're like, what would you like the people to do when they see this ad? I'm like, go to my store. Here, link. Click it. Go to my store. Never happens. Just doesn't work. Waste the money. Yeah, need to finish up some projects and make some monies. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is after I do the Patreon refresh stuff, which is not a lot of work. It's just a couple things I want to do. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to really hunker down and just hammer out commission after commission after commission. I think this is what I do. The time has,
go ahead.
The time has arrived to do that, I think.
And then on top of the plethora of secret projects I'm sure you have going on that you can't publicly disclose.
Yeah, there's really just the one. But I'm going to see him in Boston. So we're going to talk about, we have weekly meetings. We have weekly meetings now. So working on some final stuff and hopefully we'll get, cause he's in the UK right now. And he said he'll be in the US next something. So hopefully he'll have the contract with him that I can sign. And then it'll be a little bit more talkable, I guess is the word. I'm kind of happy with how this, I don't think this is at all based on how the books look though. This is probably more the cartoon, but let's see. Nick says, heck, 35 people loved your Elvira on TikTok. That's like a record for us. Well, that's good. That's good. What's up, Brett? Brett's Builds here. Let's see. Bobo says, I ordered stuff last week, came in fast and was great. Used for a retirement gift and back to school. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I have my site set up so that it can do like product reviews. I don't know how to do that. I need to ask my guy. It's like, it's there. I just don't know how to do it. So you know what's funny, Brian? Your power over the kids, man. I don't understand it. It is like a superpower a little bit. My son was down here with me when I was working and listening to you when you did the Mario Kart thing the other day.
Last night.
Was it last night?
Wednesday, yeah.
And
Wednesday.
he has been playing Minecraft nonstop since I bought it for him, like nonstop. And yesterday I was like, all right, you want to play? And he's like, can I play Mario Kart? I was like, you don't ever want to play Mario Kart? Why do you want to play Mario Kart? And he like legit, he was like, well, Brian was playing it yesterday, so I want to play it today. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, we don't care in this household what Brian plays on.
Right.
But we're day 2 and he's playing Mario Kart again upstairs. Only because you were playing it and I was listening / watching you play it. Amazing.
That must be kind of weird for you because you're like, man, I know this guy in real life, and this schlub is the one who's he's all right. He's all right. Well, I've told you, and I'm not trying to give you any bigger a head that you need, but like when you stop by, I've stopped telling him because it's a thing now. Like I can't say. I say like I have a friend coming. He's like, who? I'm like, somebody. He's like, but who? I'm like, someone. But who is it? I'm like, somebody. Don't worry about it. And then he's always just like, my son. When Brian came and picked up stuff for me to sell, my son
saw that it was Brian in the driveway and ran and got crackers to bring out so he could have a snack. he is like, I gave you I want you to have something to eat on your road trip. And I was like, this is why I can't tell you. This is like, because you're turning it into a thing. Stop turning it into a thing. What's up, Shy? I mean, it was kind of adorable though. I was like, oh, look at him helping out his fellow, or I mean, not, I was gonna say like his neighbor, but his internet hero by giving him a snack on his road trip.
I was gonna say, this is how we know Bryant's an influencer now. He gets free stuff.
He did.
That's
he didn't
true.
He didn't even eat them.
I ate them on the way back, actually. After that segment.
After we had dinner, I was like,
Yep.
you didn't even eat. These are my crackers. I bought them. I was like, I'm sitting in your car. But yes, welcome, Shy. Nice to see you. Let's see. Wiz says, without getting into details, which is more lucrative, commissions or merch? Merch is nothing. There's negative money in merch. Negative money. I have not made. Well, and like merch. So I have like merch. It's like my merch, right? Like I made stickers for the Doodle stream. I have prints for that. That stuff has been almost like, why on earth do I keep doing these? Because they just don't move. But it's also me. It's my IP, so I feel like I need to. The other stuff I do, like the other stickers and stuff, it was actually going in a really good direction until Etsy got shut down. Like because all the passive sales, like people just search online, like I like Mario, and they buy. Like I would have like 1 to 2 Etsy sales every single day. Now, nothing. I don't have those, so it kind of sucks. But commissions, yeah, there's money to be made there, but it's like each commission takes a lot of time, so you can't work on too many at the same time. At least he's not afraid of Brian. No, my son's not afraid of Brian.
Yeah, when Yvonne's son met me at Brick Fair, he was terrified of me the first time he saw me, and then walked away for a little bit, then came back, and then it was all good. But that was the only kid out of all the kids that I've met ever that has ever been afraid of me.
Keeping Brian fed is a top priority. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of other shenanigans he could have done. I guess he's like, I brought you food. Such a random thing. Like, all right. Okay. He's a good kid.
He's all right.
He's all right. He's okay. He's okay.
He's fine.
Yeah. I like kids. They're fine. They're fine. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Will this work if I get Brian brushing his teeth video? You should try to do like some shorts of you doing like actually very helpful things. Like brushing teeth, eating new foods, and not just like pizza and burgers and stuff all the time. Like,
but Kevin, I eat pizza and burgers all the time. It's Pizza Friday.
Oh no. Okay. You do brush your teeth every day though.
Yeah.
But you can do a video about that. That helps.
I brush my teeth in the shower, so I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Do you really?
Wait,
yeah,
what?
I do.
My mother does that, and I've thought that's so weird forever.
So, okay. The reason why I do it is because when I was younger, I would always like not like consistently do it. So
yeah,
I'm
like
okay.
every kid, like all kids.
Right. So I thought like, okay, if I make it a part of me being in the shower, then I'll always remember to do it because I always have it right there. And I have a cover for my toothbrush. So like, you know, not that there's like, let's say dirt going on it or whatever, but like I have a cover for it. So it'll exist in the shower. And then I just brush my teeth and whatever in there.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point about the comment about you eating the spicy pickles. So you do eat vegetables.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, my mother does the same thing. I've always thought it's like weird. Like that's odd, but whatever. At least you're doing it, I guess. Like, at least you're brushing your teeth. Some
12-year-old's going to be updating the Bricks O'Brien wiki now.
Oh yeah, that's some new information. Just hit the web. We're gonna have like one of those like, you know, Spider-Man trailer breaks internet. World record will be like information about Brian breaks the internet.
It's like that. Did you see? I think it was a couple of years ago. There was all this discourse around like in the shower, like, do you wash your legs? And it's like, what?
Oh,
like,
I do
about?
vaguely remember that. I do
Yeah.
vaguely remember that. But do you pee in the shower? See, Larry's asking the real questions.
No, that's no.
We're not gonna. We'll just not answer those questions. We'll just keep moving on. Oh man, good times. This is where it's all. This is real talk. Real talk. Let's see. Pretty happy with this Winnie the Pooh. But yeah, I don't think this is really. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from the reference image I'm looking at because it's very like painterly style, but I can't tell if it's book illustrate. I think it's cartoon, but I don't know. I mean, who doesn't? Says Nick. Nick's never afraid to dive into any subject that's like, oh, this may be weird. Let's dive in.
Oh boy.
Do you wash your legs? Do people not wash their legs? I guess so.
Okay, so Jake, the discourse was because people were like, do you just wash the top half of your body and let like the water and soap run down, or do you make like
you
make it a point
scrub?
to wash it? Yeah, that was the question. Yeah,
That was the debate.
So yeah, obviously I wash my legs, and underrated part to wash to make sure that you do is in between your toes, because
Ooh,
I feel like enough people, they just wash their feet, the bottoms of their feet, and that's great. In between the toes, because that's where you get a little bit of the, like the ooh ooh ooh. You don't want that.
I'm so glad that this is where we're at.
No. Oh, okay. Kevin, I'm so sorry. Let's pivot to something
No.
want to talk
This
about.
is
No. Let's pivot, Kevin.
Let's
I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice and your mind. What would you like to share with the internet? This is your time, and no one else's.
Is this what I'm supposed to say? I like turtles.
I like turtles. Okay. All right.
I like
Thanks,
turtles.
Kevin. Sit down. Nope.
Oh Lord.
Louise, I'm gonna have to step away for a second. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, thanks for telling us.
Yeah, last time was a pressing matter.
It's fine. It's fine. It was a special delivery. I get it. Did you finish yours?
Yes, my Pooh Bear is done.
Okay, I'm just about done. I need to finish up the honey dripping out of the pot, as it were.
Ooh.
An important detail. Let's see here.
Well, now you're making my honeyless pot look bad in comparison, so I feel like I should.
He already ate it all.
Oh, true.
He's looking for that last drop at the bottom.
Right.
That's what he does. He always does that.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm done with him now. We're gonna move you somewhere. Where are you gonna go? I think you've got a nice little nook down here. Boop. We only have 30 minutes left too, just in case. Time flies, just on this show. Time flies. People are the worst, Jake. Clearly. Is this the typical live stream conversation? Because this is my first. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, this isn't like I didn't bring this up like just because
I'm not responsible for this. No, I mean it kind of goes. It goes all over. It just goes. It's like the tide. You can't stop it.
Yeah. I wasn't brought in with the intention of talking about. Yeah.
All right. So is this my pick for the next one? I think.
I picked Pooh Bear.
Okay. Got it. All right. Let's see. So a lot of these earlier ones we've already done. We might need some new suggestion, folks.
I definitely saw a few like right at the beginning that I don't think were. Well, Brian's not here. I don't think we're copied over.
They didn't get caught. They didn't. They swam through the net. Thank you for the. Aaron said earlier these illustrations are great. Thank you. Appreciate that. And have this on in the background while building. Oh, very nice. Happy to entertain. Throwing Mr. Hinkle under the bus. That's fine. That's what else is new.
I just listen, Jake. I don't want this to be like. So Jake started a conversation last week because he found out that Americans don't typically butter their bread in a sandwich, and I don't want.
What?
Okay.
Why would I do that? But you know when I'm gonna butter it? I'm gonna butter it when I have a grilled cheese sandwich for sure.
Okay. That's
100%.
the answer people are saying. But what I'm saying is I don't want do you wash your legs to be my do you butter your bread.
That's what you mean. That's the hill you will die on.
I don't want that to be me now.
Okay. Design your own cover to your favorite book. We're gonna go with that one. That's I think that's a nice kind of one to end on too, because I mean, not to say that that'll take 30 minutes, but it could. All right, so design your own cover to your favorite book. And I think I'm gonna have to stick with my guns on 1984 being my favorite book, which is
fair enough.
Which is very dark, but and I actually worked on something, I think in high school. I was doing like we had a class about learning how to do flash animation. And I did a little like walking cycle of the main character walking an alley, and it had like he was like, here's my stick figure animatic. He was walking down and it was like a wall of posters on a brick wall, like Big Brother's watching you. Like he was just like, that was it. It took like a million years to do it, but it was like just him walking. But I'm thinking of that poster again. That's kind of what I think I would do for the book cover. So I'll get to work on that. So what's your favorite book then?
So my favorite book is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I'm a huge Agatha Christie fan. Like I have basically all her books.
Nice. I have never read it. I know of it.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, you disappeared for a minute then for me.
Oh,
You just
whoops.
I was like
in the ether.
I was like, is it just a me stream now? That's fine.
Yep. No.
That's fine.
Yes, I've never read it. I've heard of it. I think there was actually a whole Star Trek episode about it. They had like a holodeck program that was like based on that book, I think.
Probably. It's so the fun thing or the not fun thing about Agatha Christie and murder mysteries is they're not really like rereadable because you know who the murderer is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you know what's going to happen, but it is one that I'm not going to spoil it because I like people should read it, but like it's one of those that the first time you read it, it's like an OMG moment, like a huge one.
Yeah. I love it. I love that kind of stuff. That's great.
So I'm gonna do.
I should add that to my my Audible list.
You should. It's really good. I really enjoy it. But it also means that I have to draw a train. So
that is true. You have to draw a train. Yep. What is this guy? Wiz saying Jake Studs and his buttered, squirty, creamed buns. We're getting Nick out of that conversation. Nick's his spider sense is tingling.
Kevin, there's some things you just don't question.
It's best, and I'm down for that. I'm good.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to be naive to certain things going on in the world.
That's how I like to live my life.
Yeah.
Be like, oh no, now I know this. It was so much simpler back in the day when I didn't know this.
My life will never be the same because I know this.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Wait, what? Yeah, nope, you missed it, and it's fine. It's fine, Nick. It's fine. It must be
Don't
a Twitch.
even.
It must be a Twitch thing. Yep.
It is.
The one thing that I always found fascinating about Big Brother in 1984, which of course is not even like real,
Yeah.
is they make a point to say over and over again how it looks like both Stalin and Hitler together, and like the characteristics of both of those people. And I'm like, that's just was really interesting to me on how do you fuse those two people together. And I remember that was a big thing that I was doing with the poster when once upon a time when I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like they both, well, interestingly enough, they both have very distinct mustaches, very different.
They do.
Distinct.
They do.
I think I'm going to go with. We'll see. I'll let the pen take me where it's going to take me.
You know, that's been me for the past 2 hours.
And we will look at your train while I figure this out.
Oh no.
You get the pressure.
Oh boy. At least people will know whose screen is what now for this one.
That's very true. Very true.
I forgot Thomas the Tank Engine was a book. I always remember it being just the show.
There's is it in Connecticut or is it in Massachusetts? There's a Thomas the Tank Museum somewhere here in this area that I went to. Done a lot of family things over the years, as you would expect, you know, with the family and all.
Because you have one of those.
Because I have one of them. They're fine. They're fine. They're there. Thomas the Train is now stuck in your head. Well, that happens.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened on one of my streams the other day because I was playing music, and then Eli goes like, "Yo, Thomas the Tank Engine." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And it turns out one of the instrumental tracks I didn't realize is an orchestral version of Thomas the Tank Engine, and everyone in chat was like, "Oh, this is awesome! Oh my goodness, don't change it."
And
like,
then you changed it or you left it?
I think I did change it. Yeah.
I figured if everybody's saying don't change it, it seems like you would probably change it. It's like, yeah.
You're enjoying this too much.
You're not here to have fun.
You're here to give me money.
Yeah. You're here to give me your money.
Give me your money.
There's going to be like tonight's stream is going to be like 100 bits for the instrumental Thomas the Tank Engine.
Voiced by Andres.
Well, because all these creators are like, man, I really appreciate your 20 cents that you donated that I'll get 10 cents of after taxes. And I'm like, no. Let's establish this relationship here, chat. You give me money, I sit here and do nothing. Okay.
I do. I mean, that's very clear from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
There
was never a doubt.
Yeah, there's no open to interpretation there. It's just like, well, all right, I know what I got into.
It's just an exchange of goods.
We got a really interesting prompt here that we're doing, Brian. Like draw a cover of our favorite books. It's a really good one.
What did you draw, Kevin?
I am working on 1984.
Oh, nice.
So I'm drawing Big Brother right now because he's always watching.
You could have just drawn like Jeff Bezos or Tim Cook.
Jeff Bezos. Oh my goodness.
So not to like trash talk any of my students, because I'm not going to name any names, there may or may not be a student in my exam class who's named one hamster Jeff and one hamster Bezos.
Wait, what?
And he's got 2 hamsters, and he's named one Jeff and one Bezos. And the thing is, because the type of hamsters, I don't know a lot about hamsters, apparently they eat each other.
Oh no.
So he's going to see which ones eat each other first.
Oh,
That has a whole new meaning to the phrase "eat the rich." Am I right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey! Oh my goodness.
So that was really funny.
What an interesting point about like society. The week that like both Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos both go to some space, and it's just like it's like within a week of each other, and like, and I remember like the news headlines were like, "Yet another millionaire takes to the skies," and it's like, oh goodness gracious.
no, Kevin, another billionaire takes
Right,
to the skies.
another billionaire. It's just like, well, so here we are. Now you may ask yourself, how did we get here? It's when the narrator takes over for the film.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I did. I'm not particularly fond of drawing vehicles either. And
Yeah.
I did do a whole vehicles stream. I try to do it, like if I'm not comfortable doing it, I guess I should do a whole show about it. Face my fear. And I did a train as the warm up. So I did like a very similar perspective on a train.
Yeah. Imagine if I just had your stream up like in another tab and I was just copying your
that's the reference. The reference is my drawing of the I mean, I mean there's watch time. like huh, interesting.
Yeah. I said it and then I was like, I should it's
No,
okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
We're all fine here. We're all fine here. How are you?
We're fine.
Brian, have you ever seen on YouTube the series Super Smash Wars?
No.
It's really good. It's an animation. You should check it out.
Is it one of those like oh, we're gonna match up these characters against these characters? And
yeah, it's just it puts Nintendo and Star Wars together.
I'm usually not a fan of stuff like that, like Death Battle or.
No, this is good. This is real good.
No.
It's just like, it literally is just like, how do we just take these two concepts, smash them together, and then tell a story? I watched them again yesterday with my son. There's like, I think there's 1, 2, 3. There's 5, and they're not long. They're like, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes each. But it's called Super Smash Wars, and it's got Link as Luke Skywalker and Mario as Han Solo. And the art style is pretty fun, but it's just like you watch it and your head explodes with how many references are there for everything. So like Darth Vader is like Phantom Ganon, and Princess Peach is Princess Leia. But they have this really cool moment when they put like the Mario crown together with like the Triforce symbol, but they slightly redesign them so that they actually work together. And that's the big like reveal moment when Link realizes that Peach is his sister. Because it's the Mario crown like forms with the Triforce symbol, and it's like it says something like relationship revealed, or like it's something in the thing, and it was really funny. It's just like, huh! There's no talking. They just use like all the sound effects from like all the video games, like when she tells Mario that she loves him, and he goes, "I know," and then he goes into the cryo, like the carbon freeze chamber. I love you. I know. Some good content.
Yeah, but I could also just take a nap.
You know,
You could.
you could just sleep. You could just have a normal sleep schedule.
Yeah, but then I did that the other day, and I was still tired. I'm always tired.
You
matter what.
live in perpetual tiredness.
Yeah, I think I'm just tired of life. You know.
Well, that's sad. All right.
Well, anyway, books, am I right?
Books, am I right, everybody? Hey, literature.
Yeah. You know it's bad when you're like at work having your like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. coffee, and then Brian messages you, and it's like, it's 3 a.m. for you. Go to bed.
That's, yep. Not good. It's not good.
That's only happened like twice. That's fine.
Nuh-uh.
No, actually, it hasn't.
That is a live fact check.
Whoops.
Although I feel like it's happened like the opposite way a few times, where
Yes. Literally last like 2 nights ago, I sent you something to look at, and you were like, "Man, I just randomly woke up at 2 a.m. and I wondered why, and then I saw this, and I'm like, go to bed."
it literally was though. I was awake and I was like, ugh, and then I heard like the Discord ping, and I was like, ooh,
Bing, bing. Hey there. Yeah. I turn all that stuff off. For the most part. All the
I
notifications.
should.
Starts to get out of hand.
Well, I didn't anticipate her to respond like immediately. I'm just like, oh, whenever you see it, like whatever.
It's fine.
It was the same thing I showed you, Kevin.
It's funny because like speaking of like, you don't need to respond right away. Like I have totally gotten into that. Like I always expect that anytime I send you anything, I'm like, maybe he'll respond in a couple hours, or maybe he'll never respond. That's fine. I just move on. I just go on with my life.
Well, like I acknowledge it, but sometimes I'm just like, all right, I see it.
Yes. I'm aware.
Get like a emoji reaction. It's like, okay, cool.
No. I said nothing.
He
I
sends
just, like,
absolutely no acknowledgement at all, actually.
Oh,
That's yeah. Yep.
Well, 'cause what'll usually happen is I'll get the message, and then I'm like, okay, it'll hit me, and I'll register it, but then I'll just get distracted with something else immediately.
Like a moth.
Kinda, yeah.
Don't go towards the light. All right, here's my book cover. Very ominous Big Brother. I'm going all reds on this. So in this book, Brian, Big Brother, they make a point to say over and over again that he has the characteristics of both Stalin and Hitler. So it's like, okay. And so like when I drew this in high school, I was working on something. I gave him like Stalin's hair, and I don't think there's anything more distinct about Hitler other than his mustache. Like that's like, you don't get more distinct than that. So that's like my fusion of the character. And then the only thing I need to add is the author's name.
No, Bobo. Isabel gets the like stuff at night because normally I'll receive stuff at night, and I'm like, oh, who can I show that like has meaningful feedback? And it's, Kevin's asleep, so
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me see if did I spell his name right? Let me make sure.
good to know that I'm meaningful, or I have something meaningful to add.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like validation. Because like I can show one of my other friends. I can show like anyone, and they're like, oh my goodness, that's so good, sweetie. But they won't be able to look at it and be like, oh, this is wrong, or this should be fixed, or whatever.
It's so good, sweetie.
Or like if I show any of my friends in real life, they're like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, what do you think? No, it's just cool. Thanks, Charles. All right, cool.
Meanwhile, I'm like zooming in to like a 1x1 pixel, being like, this needs to be changed.
Oh, that's the worst though. Oh man, that is the worst. Oh goodness, I actually just did that for something, and then I was done, like done, saved out, finish, posted, sent, and I noticed that there was a pixel that was off.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason it actually really mattered is because it was pixel art. So I was like, I was looking at it, right? And it was supposed to be perfectly diagonal like this, like the 2 points touching.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it, and there was one, and it was like that.
Oh,
and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna mention it. I'm just gonna move on. But that, like, oh man, the 1 pixel thing is no joke.
I mean, it's one of those things though where it's like, I could say like, oh yeah, it's really good, but if I see it, and then more than like anyone, it can look okay digital, it can be printed, and it's very obvious there's something, and it's like, yeah.
Yep. Awesome. So we've only got 8 minutes left. You're still working on yours, right?
I can.
No problem. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think there's really enough time to start another one anyway. So you can keep on cruising. It is perfectly fine.
Cool.
We've got some good stuff here, though. We'll walk through that in a minute. In a moment. Let's see. Wait, is this why Isabel gets all the secrets, because you can count on her being awake for others middle of the night? Tired of life, big mood. I'm just tired of life.
Me.
You always drop those comments in the middle of like. So, it'll be like, what are you having for dinner tonight? I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to eat again. Maybe pizza. Like, it's like these just like in the middle of this thought. Just like, oh.
That'll happen during like a playthrough video too. I'm like trying to slice through some grass, and I'm like, man, I can't find anything in life. Like, this is all meaningless. Anyways, let's continue through the fair and woods.
That is absolutely what you do. Yep. Jake wants to know, what is the brush you are using to make the watercolor effect?
Oh, I'm just using a regular Photoshop brush, but then I'm just I made a blend brush which kind of has a texture on it, so I'm just kind of blending it out. I would show you, but my Photoshop's doing that thing where it's deciding to be like, give me a minute.
Just hold on.
Yeah, hold on for a second here.
If you have Photoshop, Jake, and you want like a watercolor brush, recently a pretty well-established artist, what's it, Chris Wall, I believe it's like Wahl, he released some Photoshop brush packs for free. You just had to go to his website and download them. And he had 2 types. He had watercolor. Here, I'll show you on my screen real quick. So this is one of Chris Wall's brushes. It's definitely not my brush. So like, this is like a watercolor one that he had on there. I mean, there's a bunch of different subtle versions, but and then he also had a cross-hatching pack, which was pretty sweet. That is like, where is it? Stand by. I got to sort through all these. I've got to sort through all my brushes. What is this one? Like, there's that, but there's a better one than that. Pin cross-hatching. Yeah, he had some good ones, and it was absolutely free, because that was the only reason I downloaded it. Because it's like, oh, free. All right.
Cool.
Did you get yours to respond?
No, and I kind of don't want to. It has literally frozen, but it's fine.
Oh no! Oh, see, this is that moment though, because you could lose everything.
I have been saving,
Oh, well then never mind. I have not said one time. So
Oh, no.
Good for you. There's actually been, in the entire history of this show, which I'll remind you guys with a few exceptions, has been every Friday for almost 3 years now. I have only lost a complete canvas one time.
Oh, wow.
And I felt really bad because it was my second ever multiplayer stream.
Oh, no.
And I had saved out the artwork to send to people, but I had forgotten to save the overall canvas of artwork yet. And so when I closed it thinking I had already done it,
Yeah.
I hadn't. So I had like 2 or 3 of the pieces that people had asked for that I sent them, but the overall, like the collective work of the show was gone.
Yeah.
And that's the only time it's ever happened.
I love how like it gets to the end, and then the minute where I'm like, okay, I'll zoom out and show everything, it's like, no.
Actually, you're not. That's a shame.
It's fine. I'll post it. I'm at the, like, I don't want to shut it because in case it's like, no, never coming back.
Yep. I know this feeling all too well. There is like a point in time when you're like, well, maybe it's gonna correct itself, and then you get to that certain threshold, you're like, it's done.
Yeah.
it's not coming back. We're too far off.
Well, it's fine.
It's all fine. Okay. Well, I'll show my stuff. Let's do that. And
Pivot to Kevin.
Yeah. All right, let me turn off the comment. We're at the last couple minutes, so we'll chit chat a little bit and show off everything we drew today. So let me switch to my screen. Today was all about literature and books. I started off with The Pigeon down here in the bottom right, which is one of my son's favorite book series. So that's a Mo Williams creation there. This is Moby Dick coming forth from the water. Here's Sherlock Holmes. This is Hamlet holding the skull of Yorick, I believe. I might have gotten that wrong. All right. And then Winnie the Pooh. This wonderful creation here is a Jabberwocky. Does not look like that in the film. All right. And then here's Corduroy the Bear, another kid's book. This one is a very interesting one to end on. This is reinterpret a cover of your favorite book. So this is 1984, George Orwell. You got The Cat in the Hat. And is that it? I think that's it, actually. Yeah, that's all of them. Why is he wearing Pooh's top? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. They share clothes. They have the same fashion sense. Did it click? It's done, isn't it?
You've got a train.
And there's the train.
It's a train. Spent 3 hours. It's cool. I'll get it. It'll unfreeze in a bit, and I'll post it.
I spent 3 hours on this train. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm happy to hear you were saving along the way. That's smart.
Yeah, I've been in situations before where I'm like, I'm gonna lose this.
Yep. Yeah, and that sucks a lot. So yes, Isabel will share this online. And that being said, again, guys, go follow the work she's doing. Would you like to remind the wonderful folks at home where they can find you online?
Of course. So on Twitter, you can find me at _Isabel_Louise_. The way you spell my name is in the title. And on Instagram, you can find me on Radichay. So RADEECHAY.
Yep. And the links are definitely in the Facebook and the YouTube descriptions. So if you're watching on either there, you can click down below. And hopefully, you can find it without much trouble. And Brian has got some links in the chat as well. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Brian.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we end?
I feel like I should. I feel like it's like a job interview where it's like, do you have any questions?
And do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
That's like, how do you feel like you'll fit in with this organization?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, stay hydrated.
That's always a good thing.
Drink some water.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you had a good time today.
I had a great time. Thank you so much again for inviting me.
Absolutely. I'm glad we could make it work. Good luck with the new school year.
Thank you.
I'm sure it'll be great.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. They're fine. Kids are okay. They're fine.
It's fine.
Yes. And yeah, reminder. Well, Brian, is there anything you want to share?
For this week, no. Next week, I'm going to be with Kevin at Fan Expo Boston all of the days, as far as I know. So if you happen to be in the Boston area, come and check it out. Otherwise, it is a shorter streaming week for me, but still videos and more stuff coming as always. You already know. Yep,
definitely coming. And if you're anywhere near Fan Expo Boston, there's also like a ton of celebrities that are going to be there. So it should be,
including me.
I mean, I was not prepared for you to say that. I was not ready with a witty retort. Brian will be there too. Yeah, definitely swing by. I got a lot of new stuff, so buy my stuff. Help me buy food. Wiz says #favorite mod. Aaron says this is fire. Larry is following you now on the socials. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
So yes, thank you all again for watching the show live. I always appreciate it when you guys can watch live, or if you watch it on the replay, that's cool too. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, please hit the sub button. I'm very close to 1,000. It's within grasp. So hit the sub button over on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, throw me a follow. Be greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. Hit the little thumbs up, hit the hearts, the likes. All those things mean something. They matter. They make a difference, and it is appreciated. The Doodle stream airs every Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. unless otherwise noted on social media. I always let people know if it's not going to happen. And as I mentioned before, it is not happening next Friday because of Fan Expo Boston. And it's also not going to happen the week after because I'll be at Kineticon in Hartford. So I have 2 shows, 2 weekends back to back. So there'll be no Doodle stream for 3 weeks. What are you guys going to do?
Whoa.
Probably anything else. literally anything else. But yes, thanks again, Isabel, for being here and being my guest this month. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you as always for Brian. Pop in, help take care of the chat. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.